So last time, you all went looking for scarecrows. Lou disappeared. You gained a new party member. And you and the children have gone for a romp in the countryside and found what seems to be an animated scarecrow. Oh dear. Why did the initiative disappear?
We haven't killed it yet. We just
Nope.
found it.
There we go. All right, we fixed it. Yep, you just found it.
And it tried to kill me.
Yep, it tried to kill you. And Harton and Kago are currently off on a magical adventure without you all. I sure hope you don't need healing. So Uzana, you're up first.
Well, depending on your tiebreaker policy, it might be Horror
Oh yeah,
first.
true. Yeah, who was the higher dex?
Probably him.
Yeah, she's +3.
I hope so. Never mind. I'm going to put this at 4.
18.
Yeah, you're the lead.
There we go. Let me try this again. There you go. All right, Horik.
Okay, I step forward and around the beast. I'm going to start raining blows of doom down upon this thing.
All right.
Trying to show off in front of the kids.
All right, you hit.
Yep. Again. And I've got to use key strikes to get myself another 2 attacks.
2 minimum damage.
Nice. Nice.
Do I get advantage for flanking?
Yes.
Good, because he needs it.
Well, that just...
Nice. Nice.
No, he didn't need it.
So the
Because
13,
it was pointless.
the 13 did hit.
And also, I guess 1d4 lightning damage it was.
Yep.
There you go, boost you.
Woohoo. Well, that's very lovely.
Aha! I have done something.
You have. Uzana.
I annoyed it.
I was waiting for in your mind, you hear the screams of a certain dwarf.
No, the real question is, does it make any sounds? So I did that.
Nope.
So we don't hear, ow, get off, you shitty brats, fuck off!
Nope, you just hear boop, 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 boop.
It's just a prank, brah.
Nice.
Whoa.
I thought we burned these rolls. What the fuck?
It saves.
Okay. But I feel better about that second roll. You know, it's kind of doing it too.
Second roll didn't count, though.
I know. Wait, that's good. It burned it. Shit.
All right, then. So now we have the Scarecrow's turn.
The party momentarily thankful that Harton's not here to comment on this.
Hey, I hit it
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
That's acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Harton, or not Harton, Horik. It turns around and it glares at you. Give me a wisdom save.
You're good at these. Ah.
Yes.
He is apparently very good at these.
I glare back.
Straight in the kneecap.
Well, it's probably having problems glaring down at me, but yeah.
I don't think an 8 hits you.
Nope.
17 does hit you.
Yep.
Gaddix.
Give me a second. I accidentally reloaded everything.
Well, he's got another wisdom save to make, doesn't he? Or is he immune to effect?
If the tiger is a creature,
Yeah, you are.
okay.
I think it's only once per, so I don't think it because that's part of terrifying glare.
All right.
All right, let's be boring and
All right, we'll do it properly then. Give me 2 more wisdom saves.
Well, only one.
Yeah.
Only one of them hit.
Oh yeah, that's right. So give me another one and blame. There you go. All right.
You're fine.
doesn't he have 2 swords?
Yes. And
Would you
doesn't,
shut up?
isn't one of those swords on fire at all? I mean, it's not like I studied the book or anything. There is a fingernail
doing?
left in armor.
All right, Gaddix.
All right, time to be boring. Funk.
Okay. You hit.
That's not boring. That's a crit.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can do to the scarecrow right now. I don't know how much shooting, a lead slug at it's gonna hurt it, but maybe I hit a load-bearing, pole on the way out.
Well, you did damage to it,
Yeah, I know. No, I'm just saying, but in the context of what we're fighting, it's weird.
and it's looking annoyed at you.
Well, that's all I got, because my dog ain't here.
Yep.
Nadrax.
Well,
I should rename my dog Bitterdew. Fucking hell.
Fuck that. You better
I
do
Bitter
don't
do-
purple.
bitter do
have
V2.
much option aside from trying to stab it.
Not the worst thing you could do.
I was gonna say, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta be boring and stab it.
You,
Does a 14 hit?
It does hit.
you do have
Alright.
advantage at the moment.
Yeah, worth giving it another go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're flanking, so yeah.
I thoroughly distracted it.
Some things with rolling first.
You're so short, it's still trying to find you. It's distracted. Where'd that little shit go? He punched me and fuck.
Yeah, because if you roll again, you might crit.
Don't outroll that shit. Right. And normal attack. No, not a crit.
Ah, close.
Still 17 damage.
But a bonus.
That hits.
That wasn't a crit either. So that's just not a second sneak.
Just
That's
3 damage. Yeah.
So 20 damage in total.
All right. So
Well,
you all do
magical
notice
is hard.
the scarecrow does start to look a little bit damaged. It's looking like it's a teetering a little bit.
Let's see. I'll fill in for Bjorn here as he just boasts and yells. Right, I'll show you all how it's properly done. Come on, you stuffed up piece of shit. And he charges in to slash it.
And then let's do.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Corvus is playing.
No, I just figured I'd throw it in. I got nothing to do right now.
And then. Oh, wrong one.
The
Oh, there. It hits
Still
anyways.
16.
Okay.
Might have weakness to fire, don't know. Probably not. Not a lot of weaknesses in the game.
It. So. Yeah, it gets set alight. And it's dead. It just crumbles down to little pieces.
He will be insufferable for several hours.
I'm going to stomp it out so it's not on fire anymore.
You're in the middle of
to
a
see if
field.
there's-
Yep.
Also, I want to see if there's anything that was used to create this thing. Don't want to destroy any evidence we can find.
Well, in that case, you can do an investigation. And anybody who wants to could also check it out with Arcana.
How did this thing kill cows?
Cows aren't
Probably-
very smart.
Cows aren't very
Also,
tough.
Horik
So-
looks a little lost, so I'm gonna try to help him.
Cows are harder to kill than you might think.
The only thing is, it does have slashy claws.
Yeah, it's got claws and it terrifies at a glance. Cow
Gotta
is
keep
not
them
very
over first.
wise.
Hmm.
This probably explains why it's running around terrorizing all of the folks.
I want to know how they replicated this without mechanical parts.
Gaddix, it is quite
Magic.
clearly a magical thing.
Yeah.
Cheating.
You
Who's
also
on it?
use spells.
Rosanna, you're aware that this is a magical construct. It's been imbued with negative energies. And it's probably controlled by something, although you're not quite sure what. You know, hags like to play around with them. Other evil wizards sometimes will play around with them. Nader actually know the same thing.
They're more eco-friendly than usual golems.
I found a label on it. It says, "If found, please return to Cornelius."
Are you sure that doesn't say Rain or Visctina?
Well, they're probably trying to pass off the blame.
No,
It was written by Vistina, but it's you know.
no,
but
no. Victina's
Cornelius.
scarecrows are different.
You have successfully murdered a scarecrow.
It's strange. It's written in Goblin.
Oh dear. Meanwhile, Harton, you and the dog are going on a lovely walk.
Aye. Not a bad night.
The kid, you're hoping the kids are enjoying, their little vacation out with the rest of them. They're only a D100.
Sure. I mean, they're bound to be having a laugh. 86.
And with the increased numbers,
Better with the wife and the mates, they'll be safe as houses.
no doubt, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm totally not having to move all of these guys. Because you and the dog are wandering about,
Aye.
and Kago starts barking.
Alright, point
Wolf
it out, boy.
got-
Got the
The
lantern up.
dog starts running on over, and it runs up to what is now a regular scarecrow.
Hmm. Hang on,
What is-
Kogo. Hang on. Back, boy. Back. We've been through this bit before. I don't remember you being here. Don't want to go wasting a big one though, so it's a thrown weapon, so I can use strength instead for everything. Alright, let's have a wee look at you. Yeah, it's not going to make much of a difference if I put a hole in it. Right in the fucking eye.
Yep, roll that damage.
Almost max damage.
Well then. Combat has started. Oh fuck. Roll Kago again, honey.
Oh, I have to roll Kago. Okay.
I don't have any control on him.
Oh, good. I get to play Kago. Can he roll his own initiative? Because he.
Well-
Yeah, it's on the minion sheet.
Yeah.
It's the dice.
Oh yeah, there is a little init. Yes, because he usually just shares my initiatives. I've never had to do that before.
So Harton,
Alright. I mean, if we
you
did...
noticed.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, you notice the scarecrow starts coming to life and seems very, very pissed off that there's something at it.
Walk into it.
What are you gonna do about it?
Gonna lighten the fuck up. Let's see. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go all in. I've got a second level spell slot. Get the fuck.
You hit.
21 damage, radiant.
Yep. So, yeah, it's looking not so happy right now.
Fucking about to have you, mate. Cargo, sick balls.
It's Kago's turn.
Although technically, if we did this like full rules, doesn't like it might have the thing where if it's not given a vocal command by the owner, it only dodges. But that would be boring.
Yeah, I agree.
He's also got advantage to hit it because it's currently lit up.
What the fuck up? 21 definitely hits, 7 damage. Okay. Doing math. Scarecrow time. It is going to glare at you.
Oh,
You, Harton.
okay. Could have been a cargo. You never know.
Ignore the construct.
Yep. Never mind.
You succeeded.
Oh, sorry. I must have blinked.
There's a 13 hit Kago.
I don't think so. Let me double check.
I think a 20 hits Kago.
Yeah, 20 does hit, but a 13 doesn't.
But Kago's immune to fear as a construct, right?
Exactly.
Correct.
So he gets 6 damage. Harton. It glared at you.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a malign intellect to it. I'm trying to work out now, would I know if this thing is immune to necrotic damage, or could I rot it right and proper? 10, 15, 20, 25. Either way, I'm going to get in here. Let's see, do I even have that spell on me right now? Yes, I do. Fuck it, I'll give it a go, why not? That you little shit running about scampering. Well, fuck you and all of a lot of you.
It hits.
That's a 21 necrotic.
It is dead as shit.
Oh,
How do
I
you
love
do
that spell.
necrotic to a scarecrow? I have questions.
Well, it's made of organic material.
Yeah, it's
That-
not
yeah,
immune.
Yeah.
I checked.
Yeah. It's not a proper it's not a proper golem or anything. Like, I mean, Kago can be wrecked by necrotic stuff.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. He doesn't have the regenerative properties of a golem. Even then, they're not immune to that.
Necrotic is
No,
more
I still
like
have to fix him. We're working on that.
Or something.
And you are out of initiative.
Took the whole party to do what Harton and Kago did in one go.
He's
Well,
a
to
good
be
dog.
fair, big spell. Big
Right.
fuck off spell.
Alright, you will have
And the
to...
dagger into the eye.
Well, let's see. I'll get my dagger back, of course. Let's have a wee look at you. Well, there's no shite bag inside it. I mean, it smells like it. And, don't see no strings or not. You're a nasty wee bastard, you are. Doggo, do you mind if I sling some of this on you? We'll carry it back to the rest of them, give them a look-see.
Woof.
Good lad.
Oh, he is not immune to fear.
Oh, is he?
This is exhaustion poison.
Oh,
Oh.
You
weird.
fucked that up.
Well, you could always... Might as well roll it. It's not going to matter.
What would you roll?
Wisdom. He's fine. Kago doesn't bend.
I just noticed that looking down his sheet.
I figure he would have been.
That's weird.
Yeah. I
He's
guess
immune
it's
to
for...
poison, charming, exhaustion.
And decide to head on... Well, let's see now. I mean, there could be more out there, but... I'll head on back, give him a wee... give him the buzz. There's things that... The scarecrows are walking about and they're nasty bastards. I might need to know this. Who knows when they'll run into one. When I get roughly up to the barn, it's, you know... I have these subtle ways of announcing my presence to the party just in case.
God damn it.
Nah, I don't go belling out. After all, we're on a farm.
Mop, mop.
Don't want to wake
mop.
up the whole fucking area. But there is the issue that no one's there. Possibly. I don't know how far out they went.
Well, they were staying put. It depends on how far out you went.
Mm-hmm.
So
She's asking you guys.
I don't think we would have gone too far from the farmstead.
In which case, yeah, you probably all you all pay attention to that. You can see it. So are you guys going to head on?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Got me one.
Same.
Mine was probably nastier. Yours looks a bit better.
Yeah, well, some people can't hold back like they should. You get somebody who's got a sword that's on fire.
Probably holding it behind his back.
Let's imagine this here. You're probably going, hey, I'm just doing what had to be done. Alright then. Well, that's 2. What do you think, kids? Fun wee scuffle, eh?
That was cool!
Nasty things they are, though. But, as I said, that's only 2. I think we've probably got a couple more running about. Just from the area covered.
Jinx kind of looks around and just says, "Are there other things that can come to life like that?"
Aye. Well, up
What?
and nibble. Aye, but I mean, it varies. Like, it's not a case of the only thing that animates is evil. Like, there's lots of good stuff that does it too. Coggo here is an animated construction. Like, he's normally just a pile of parts, but Gag's put them together, allegedly. And put the spark of life in him. Uzi here could bond magically with a small little critter. And then it would just be like a wee face spirit taking, or a celestial, or even a fiend spirit, taking corporeal form in various ways. And of course there's...
Why haven't you done that? Squidly starts bouncing up and down.
Oh, she could, it's just... doesn't really suit her style that much. I mean, we've got enough pets in the house.
He pouts.
You never know, you could ask her.
Isana, is there any way you can track these things magically? Now we've seen one.
Potentially?
Alright, what are you planning on trying?
Nothing. I said I can. That doesn't mean I will.
Uzi, your job is to get rid of these.
Why don't you cast something?
You alright? Yeah. Not really got anything for this particular purpose.
Exactly. I said I can. I do not have anything at the purpose, but in the potential realm of things I can possibly do, yes.
Sound a wee bit afraid, love.
It is technically correct. The best kind of correct.
I know, but you say that... you meant to say that with a smile or something. You sound like someone's been fiddling with your vials. But that just means, Auric, it'll be Isle foot leather.
Can we Maybe we should track this one back to where it came and then see if there's any footprints going up to it.
I mean, we've got fresh tracks, plus Coggo's probably got the scent. Mine's only a wee bit rotted, so it smells mostly the same. As opposed to one that's been burnt up to shit. Not much use, that one.
At least we can maybe follow its tracks back to where it came and
It's a
maybe
shame he's
tracks
not
from
here to
there.
try and defend himself. I don't have
All
my
right.
back and forth target.
All right, so you have a survival and a Horic. You start sniffing about, not literally.
I'll give him a hand with that, why not? Or Coggo can. Someone give him an advantage.
I am fairly useless at this. I'm not used to this environment.
Oh, I'm fairly useless at this as well, but I'm trying.
I'll give it a go then.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Those that seem more proficient in it.
So, Horic, you successfully see the fact that it's there and you can't really follow any tracks. It seems to be very kind of wishy-washy. It gets very beat around the bush. It looks almost like a windswept area at some degrees, and you lose the track fairly easily. You're not thinking that tracking is really going to be the option here.
Got a feeling it's just ambling about, looking for opportunity.
I was hoping it would be more direct than that.
That would be nice, aye, but then I suppose that's why the guards haven't been able to put a hand on him.
At this stage of the game, Bjorn quite helpfully offers to stay back, kind of wander over the area for the rest of the night and let you all go back and get some rest.
I don't know, I was hoping for something useful to be offered there. But, alright. At least Coggo can keep you company. You alright with that, Gags?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be
All
doing
right.
nothing alone.
And then you notice that Squidly suddenly goes, "Oh, we do need to get back because we need to sleep because there's the parade tomorrow. We can't miss the parade."
I will be back in tune for that, no worries.
Okay.
I think, right? It's not a morning thing, is it?
It's about noonish.
Hey, we got a bit of... Will be. Which, I mean, we're going through the south entrance, so... Aye, we should have time, right?
Yeah, I think maybe. But also, as I switch over to the maps, but also, have you guys gone out and you bought all the things that you need for tomorrow? Or not tomorrow, the next one. It's night, I get confused.
Aye, we've got
And you
our
can see he's rubbing his eyes and he's actually getting a bit sleepy.
Aye, no worries. I mean, we've got our fancy outfits and whatnot. You there? We look ridiculous.
No, I mean the holiday.
A holiday?
You don't know about the holiday?
Nope. I remember, we've only been here for a day or two.
Do I know about the holiday?
You do know about the holiday. Your holiday. Wait, make sure that I'm on the right fucking page here. Because I want to make sure I don't lose info. There we go. You are referring to the Trolltide. It's a springtime holiday. And you know that it's mostly about children dressing up in masks, running around asking for little bits of sweets or meat sticks.
Meat sticks.
So
Candied-
Halloween, basically.
Yep, candied apples, salted meat sticks, other treats, any sort of little things that will keep the kids happy. And you know that if they're not happy, they're going to start pulling pranks on you that can be anything from mildly hilarious to malicious.
Yeah, Halloween.
Mhm.
But yeah, basically, I tried to explain that to the others. So, it's Trolltide. It's basically you gotta feed the children on the street something sweet they like. If they don't like it, they're gonna steal you something or catch it in your in your postal box or something like that.
Yeah.
In your shoes. So
Why was such a tradition started?
I don't know.
Yeah, the children kind of give a little bit of a shrug. I don't know.
Well, I can always
The
look it
rest
up. I mean, there's odd ones. There was I mean, there's a New Year's one where it's important to purchase yourself a nice map and hang up the good ones as well. You know, it's to show your next journey in life to be bountiful and fruitful. And there's Liar's Night. I hate that one. I'm not a fan of Liar's Night.
Why?
It just gives a lot of prats an excuse to do what they like. You know, it's not really followed in the proper spirit, really. Too many people
there's
like.
also
Hmm?
there's also Founders Day, but that's not for a while yet.
And then there's Akaran's Day. Whatever you spell that, it sounds like a sneeze, but also a cough at the back of a throat.
And then Jenks kind of perks up and just goes, "The Day of Wonders is nice. You get to see all of the fun stuff.
Aye.
It's kind of like the parade tomorrow, but with less polar bear."
So, Oregon and I will be in the kitchen for a bit in the morning then. We should probably get a couple of chickens and whatnot on our way out. Could do the wee skewers. Don't suppose I get a bit of a truce or benefit from or a reprieve from your tricks or whatnot.
No, we won't trick you.
That's good. That's good. Well, we'll try to provide for you anyway.
You could try doing caramel apples.
We could. That one didn't go up quite as bad last time we tried.
Horik is currently considering finding some children's clothes and wondering how
Is it just the children?
To be fair, if Lou was here, he probably would as well.
Well, Lou
yes,
would
but
know
I
about
might
it.
actually succeed.
I know, but
Lou is aware of the holiday.
I know, but I can just imagine him casting Enlarge Reduce before he knocks on someone's door. Hand it over quickly. I'm on a time pressure here.
I have to cut a whole block in 1 minute.
Yeah, theoretically, Pan, you successfully could probably go with the kids.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll talk about this later.
So could Gaddix if he'd lost his pride.
Oh yeah, Gaddix could as well. Yeah.
It's a little tougher for him though, for facial hair. Like, as a gnome, there's a good chance of that going past whatever mask he wears.
I wish that he could, actually hear this, because right now he's putting food with the trash away. But
We can have a candy heist.
instead of a dragon heist, it's the candy
Yeah.
heist.
I'm surprised that wasn't like a little charity module they did where you play as the kids. Then again, there's probably a chance you'd wind up killing them.
Yeah. Although I did see somebody did a homebrew mod where, yeah, it is literally just the ragamuffins. But all right, so yep, you all are heading down for. Well, it would be the Rivergate would be what you're aiming for.
Well, it's a case of, do we feel like the job's done? We're kind of doing a quest here.
No, unfortunately, we have not succeeded. We've killed 2, but we have no idea where they've come from. We have no idea who created them, because we know they've created now.
To be
But
fair.
Bjorn is staying behind.
Aye.
All we know is they exist. We've proved they exist.
Aye.
And can be
Yeah.
destroyed.
Alright.
Well, I suppose we'll have to wait and see if any more attacks happen.
Well, no, the point is she's letting
Assuming-
Bjorn, whose player is not here, handle this off screen.
Yeah.
Now, remember, mate, don't set light to the fucking fields. Show a little bit of restraint. Bash things hard and all, but don't set light to the food supply of the fucking town.
By handle the situation, I just hope it doesn't mean make the situation worse.
Every chance of it. Still, he's a good lad. He'll put it down. No worries. He'll be relentless. He will.
Oh, those crimes are free. Let's add arson to the list.
Technically, it's outside the city walls. The city guards won't really get involved too much.
But let's get back to the city then. Come on, you. Whoever's not up for walking, out of the kids, up in the arm.
They all seem pretty okay. Well, correction. Squidly looks like he's gonna fall asleep, but he's still trudging along. He's not gonna say he's tired.
Horton skips him. You're right,
I
wee
can
lad.
walk.
You can, but think of this like a wee reprieve. You know, a wee bonus.
Well, I do get a higher vantage point up here.
Exactly. I'm one of the best lookout spots in the area from this looks of it. Aye, yeah, pretty much. And you've got dark vision, I don't. You're my eyes.
Oh, okay. I can do that. And you notice that the other two little ones they're sticking more to more over to Uzana.
Not sure what that means, really. Is it just because he's loud?
No, they're just kind of wandering around.
Well, I meant Squidly more. The kid who's hyped about everything. Oh, it's going to be a shame in a year's time when life crushes every bit of hope out of him.
Axes.
Well, he's kind of like a little pan.
He's not a shitlord,
Yeah,
though.
I'm not responsible. I'm not claiming responsibility.
Oh, we could do that. I mean, he could be old enough to be Gunfer's illegitimate kid.
Oh no.
He was found at a harbor.
Yep. Yeah, he does go from port to port.
To be fair, though, in the module, it's also about a 50% chance he's Jarlaxle's.
But there's also a 50% chance he's not.
Yes, that's how binary works.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think Jarlaxle really spent much time in Waterdeep. Now, he's been in Neverwinter. He's been in Luskin.
Potentially, literally. Daggled won't say.
Oh, he doesn't like him. Those two don't get along. I wonder why.
It's weird that Jarlaxle walks out as the more liked person there.
Oh, come on, that's not hard.
Alright, we'll head back to sea and not go through the sleazy district in the dark.
That seems like a relatively smart idea. And you all take off. Harton, in about 15 minutes, you have a sleeping kid.
Alright, no worries. He's a bit tough. He's a bit trickier to carry than Auric, though. He's lankier.
So we're going to walk down all the way to the river gate?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because otherwise we'd have to go through the shady area in the dark.
Yeah, that means we're going to pass through Undercliff Village.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if there's anything interesting there, though, so...
Oh, we can pick up a bit of food.
Well, the only thing is now it's nighttime.
Aye. Going to be a night market.
And not in here, because it's just a tiny little village. Everything's going to be all boarded up. Now,
Yep.
theoretically, you could go into the inn and try to ask for a room, but you'd probably have to wake up the innkeeper.
We'll just keep trudging, why not? We've been a bit sedentary for the last few days.
All right, so yep, you all go on down through the river gate down to the bottom. Now, the guards are mildly confused that you all are coming through at this time of night. But they do wave you on in, and they just make sure to ask, are you part of a caravan, and are you already registered? And all of you are registered.
We're homeowners, mate.
Oh, right. Come on in.
I'm actually registered?
You are registered. The Harpers had arranged for that.
Alright.
Or potentially as some identity. You
Yeah.
can bring out your Filofax and sort through.
What is my identity?
Your identity is literally your name.
Ah, alright.
Yeah, you're not under a fake name or anything.
That might cause problems.
Maybe. Well, not more or less. Probably not. But with a different group, possibly. But not this lot.
There we go.
So, yep.
Smooth streets, as it goes.
So I would assume you guys are probably going to go River Street up the high road.
Yep, just go
Down to where-
big public streets. There's no point trying to go down alleys or anything in the dark.
Mhm. Well, when you're doing that, right around the time you get to this intersection, you run into somebody coming from the dock district. Pan, you see friends.
Technically.
Oh, thank goodness, I'm horribly lost. I've never been here before.
We walked this way before.
And
I'm
you
just
live
practicing my
here.
lying.
Hang on, is he in disguise or?
Nope, he is normal again.
Okay.
So
Does
you
he
had a fun
think
week.
he's in disguise?
I'd hope not.
So you had a fun wee day.
Yeah, you kind of fucked off.
Well, you know, sometimes you get put in a barrel, and sometimes you put somebody else in a barrel.
You're right though. You're not
I
harmed
knew
or
it.
anything. No scrapes.
Oh no, it's all good. They even gave
I
me some
knew
good
it. There
food.
was something about this guy waving to me with the cart full of barrels.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, please take this guy off my hands. I don't want him. And he really was like that.
No, that was the one who was nice.
Oh, on the cart, yeah.
The
Yeah,
one who
the
was
cart
nice,
one-
who was getting less nice the more you meet him.
No, Felrecht was nice. He's thinking of the one that you keep rolling ones on because you apparently don't get along with him. You landed down the ladder on top of him. You told him to stay still on the roof so he couldn't escape.
You cooked his zucchinis.
I finally have a natural
the
rival.
zucchini.
Told to sit in the
Good
room
on.
so he immediately wanders off to go cook something.
Not to explore, but to cook zucchini.
This is immediately after dinner. Very halfling of him.
And I'm going to turn invisible, but I'm going to make sure that the wine glass stays visible.
It's moving. It's making a statement overall.
That statement is why.
Exactly. Okay, I'll join the party now. We can all go home. No.
So what did you get up to? Are you at liberty to say?
I won't get into too much, but like I said, they're teaching me how to do drow stuff.
How is it?
It's difficult, but I'm very, very smart. So
Right.
Roll me a deception check. Yeah, he's very smart, guys.
at least at this one thing, he
We're
really can do
tired.
language.
We you go along with it for now.
I mean, he can be as convinced as he likes. I can always just think that's bullshit. We had a wee caper about beating up some scarecrows.
Oh yeah, remember that? Anything too dangerous?
I didn't have any problem with mine. Yours? You all look fine. I don't think it scratched anyone.
Jenks kind of speaks up and says it was a little scary.
Well, it will be the first time you deal with things like that. But as you saw, my mates here, they handled it immensely well, right?
Yeah.
Aye, we do things like that. We're pretty good at it. I mean, me and Coggo put one down though, but nay bother. Told you about Horrocks' fist, right? You did actually get to punch it, yeah? Quick as lightning. And we love Uzi. I mean, she's got all that mystical arcane power. She does on the very weave of magic itself. Can't really do the hand gestures right now because Squiddly's here.
Yeah, it's all that counts.
But aye, homeward bound. It's Troll Tides apparently tomorrow. You know about that one?
And you
assume
know
yes.
about that one.
Oh yeah, it's great fun. We should all go.
Right, now I'm worried about the ants about asking this question in the first place just because of previous experience, but I'll give you a chance here. Any idea on the origin or reasoning of such?
Roll me a history.
There's a chance I could know this one.
Probably not a high DC. It's a holiday.
That's probably higher than that.
I don't know.
All right.
It's probably
All
it
you
involves food. You probably know it very well.
Hmm.
All you know is the idea is that something about trolls. If you don't appease the trolls, then they're going to do a bunch of naughty things.
Put the head of it.
Right. So the kids are like the trolls, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was troll extortion in the past.
Yeah, basically the trolls invade Waterdeep in their masks, and then if you don't appease the trolls, then bad things happen.
It used to be they'd devour the slower and weaker in the village, but we decided to redo that one. After we eventually saw them off using adventurer mercenaries, we decided, you know what? This would be a great thing for the kids to get into.
Let's not pretend anything bad ever happened on this day.
Just ignore that memorial. The mass grave.
What you do explain for Trolltide though is that from high sun until dusk is when you're giving out all the goodies. After the sun sets is when the actual real pranks really start.
Maybe I'll pick up some supplies and make some extras so everyone can have some in the house.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
Okay. So, Nat, Jinx, what sort of things have you three got up to before in past years? You must have done something.
You see a little bit of communication back and forth between the two. And eventually Jinx finally responds with, well, we've thrown rotten eggs.
Yeah, it's a classic. We do that on a different holiday on Red Shale.
Occasionally we've done the dumping water on top of somebody's head.
Gotta be careful when you do that there. You don't want to ruin a fancy outfit. Good eye.
Yeah, no, usually we're a little bit more careful. There was the you see he kind of trails off. Like he's like, maybe I shouldn't say that one.
Uh-huh. I've got a feeling you're a little bit proud of the next one.
No. Well, no, they
I'm sure
weren't.
I did worse. Go on.
Well, they weren't very nice, and then they told us to scram because they didn't want no dirty orphans knocking on the door. And we might have possibly rigged the door so that when they opened the door in the morning, it dumped a bunch of horse manure on them.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, there's a bit
That
of a
was Spidley's
Evil.
idea.
I can imagine. Not a bad idea. But really,
Get
I like it.
well, really, you'd be using cow manure better because it's it's a proper slurry. It drips. Horse manure is a little bit too solid.
The only
Get it.
thing is that was outside. We don't really go outside the city.
Alrighty.
Gaddix, do you think we can rig the house with like defenses, like sort of candy cannons or something like that?
Just Horik running around throwing the rotten eggs back at the kids with the flick missile.
You can tell he's saying that he's giving that look like he probably could, but why?
Why
For the
not?
candy heist. That'll be the setting.
Oh god!
The kids are trying to steal candy from Gaddix's room.
All right, let me get my screwdriver.
It's your own fault for experimenting on new fuel sources for Coggo. You decided to try sucrose.
You also notice Nat quickly starts signing something to Jinx, and then he goes, "Wait, Mr. Lou,
Hmm?
everybody went clothing shopping. Do you got something for the play?"
Of course I do.
Oh, okay. Nat was worried.
Oh, well, thanks for the concern. But I do have things handled.
Okay.
You'll be impressed, I'm sure.
If it's anything like what we got signed up with, it'll be eye-catching. Searing might be the better term for it. I don't know, does your one have all that lace and all on the sleeves? It's ridiculous.
It's got some flair, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, you have zero lace.
You got your suit from a man of fashion. We got ours from a tailor trying to make a sale.
Well, we don't see it yet.
it's
We don't know it.
it's folded up in his arms
Yep.
quite neatly.
Oh,
Keeping this safe. close to the chest.
Nadrox absolutely hates him for it. For getting a normal suit to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily I didn't pay for it. I would never pay for something like this. Holy
Yeah,
shit,
there's
I could buy
no
a house.
strings
Makes it
attached
even worse.
whatsoever.
That makes it even worse that we had to pay.
It's fine, there's 0 strings attached to him accepting this gift and being involved with Jarlaxle Bairn.
I'm in too deep, man. I'm in too deep.
And it's
So
only your
technically-
first day.
I'd like to point out that technically, I think his last name isn't technically Bayenry. He might actually still be Jarlaxle Doerden.
I did not know that was his surname.
It wasn't, but then it temporarily did become it, so that was really fucking awkward.
Was it JD never caught?
No, it was JB.
Ooh.
Just drow houses are really fucking complicated.
And onwards we go to home. Put our feet up. Oh yeah, Bjorn will be out in the fields right now, carving up more scarecrows, if you're wondering where he is. It's not overly surprising. Of course, he'd use the first excuse he could to get away from the opera. Clever bastard, I should have thought of that myself.
Well, maybe all you know, he might be back in time for the opera.
I know, but he can't complain about it if he is. Art's just thinking of potential that he could just claim he was in glorious combat the whole time, not having to sit in a poncy suit in the middle of a theatre.
And by middle of combat, he probably means at a pub.
Yeah. Enjoying all of the hard grain alcohol that he can. Clever bastard. I'll get him for this. I'll fucking get him.
All right, so you folks do make it down to home in one piece. And I assume y'all are going to be heading right on down to bed, probably.
Alright. Sit the winds
Yeah,
asleep.
I go out to the store though. If is anything open at this night time of day or no?
Probably not any place you want to get to. What is it you're trying to purchase?
Just supplies to make some like light pastries. You know, flowers. Some.
Looks like we'll be
Sugars.
doing that first thing morning.
Yeah, it seems more
Yeah,
like
fair
a
enough.
morning thing.
Okay.
Alright. I mean, you've got your upbringing. You and Aura can go around. You've got the noses for this, I think.
Yeah, I'll have to get some
Yes.
bulk supplies too. Two pairs of hands will be good.
Need the extra shoulder, I'll help out.
All right, so you all do get your nice night's rest. You wake up in the morning refreshed. Surprisingly enough, you're not attacked in the middle of the night because this is a city. And you don't really have to worry about that sort of thing, usually.
Except for Lou. And
No, Lou just has to worry about, random drow coming in his window in the middle of the night.
and Nadric's just looking out the window to see Saloon just walk past it.
Every couple of hours, Hork gets
And
up
you-
and just looks out the window at the drow out there. He go, waves them away. Go away, we're asleep.
It's just every floor he goes up, he just happens to synchronize with one of the party who's just sipping their coffee, looking out the window. He just hits a freezing spot.
Because he has just that kind of fucking luck.
It's the opposite of a stealth game. You have to be caught the best way possible.
Yep.
I would like to point out, he should be competent.
Yeah.
By all rights, he should be competent.
But
He
Lou
is
brings out the
completely
worst in
fucking-
him.
Then Lou and Nadrax changed rooms one day just because, and it just makes it worse for the drow.
He
Surprise.
just slips in. It's like, hi. What?
Definitely the wrong guy.
And then we set up the tripwires and defense systems.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking glorious because he's gonna do fine until the last fucking second.
Gags, I've got a perfect idea here, right? 2 little projectiles, loaded up, pressurized. Tar and feather.
Go on.
You're gonna need the lay trigger, of course, because the tar's got to go off first, but it's got to hit this. The feathers have to hit the same region. Think of the challenge, mate. Think of how you're going to
And
manage it.
he's motioning to one of his inventions he has on him. I think I can handle it.
And why just stop at 2 shots? Why not go for 6 of each?
Why not go bigger? Put a ballista somewhere that shoots a ballista bolt, but with a boxing glove.
Because
instead
we're
of a
doing
tip.
this for a laugh. We don't want to actually harm him. But if we could annoy
Oh,
him...
no, he's thinking bigger.
That's
Oh,
why
no,
the boxing glove.
Better. He's looking at a screwdriver. It could also be bigger and better.
I think at that point it
Every
becomes a
faster.
lance.
What if cargo, but bigger?
Ooh, what if you go in? You can ride inside of him like a mech.
I volunteer helping with
fuck.
that.
You'd have to change subclass.
No, he
Still?
knows enough about traps.
No, I mean for climbing inside cargo using with power armor. That is another artificer type.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that is.
that is nice.
Yeah, they get to make power armor.
Turn himself medium.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enlarge reduce anymore because we got down leveled. So
Oh, but I still do.
I used to have a device for that, but I lost it.
Alrighty. Gotta cook up a storm, get the things ready. Mind you, we don't look that inviting on the outside, so maybe the kids will give us a wide berth.
Ooh, we should get some decorations at least.
I've no idea what you'd get though. I just know about the masks and the treats.
I think we might be screwed. Our place is named Troll Skull Manor.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, they're gonna come by here. Most kids know that you're here now, probably.
Oh, we have to make a good impression then. This is very important.
Let us plan.
Wait.
I quickly head to the kitchen to see what equipment we have, what we need, what ingredients we have, and what we'll need.
You're
And
saying,
start planning.
you're saying
I'll
there's
start in
been
the pantry and
rumors
help.
of us passed around.
Well, I mean, everybody knew about this place and how it's haunted.
Aye. Got to tell Volo about that as well. It's properly haunted.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, we did see the, poltergeist.
Oh, we did indeed. Aye. Chased them right up to the tower.
Hang on. On that thought, Horror quickly checks the board. Is there a move to make?
You've got no time for that, lad.
Is there a move that has been made?
I don't know. Is there?
I don't know.
I don't know how
Leaf's
this
playing.
game
I'm
works.
not.
I
There
made
has
my
been a
move
movement.
before I left.
There
been
has been a
made?
move.
Okay, I spend a minute or two just pondering it and then make my move. And then head back to the kitchen.
I'm sure you're gonna win this game.
I'm doing well so far. I think.
Well, I mean, it's about 5 moves in. If this were chess, it'd be a bit more obvious. As for checkers, it could be anyone's game right now. Just got to hope he doesn't throw the board at you.
Oh,
How do you make a bet with a ghost?
some of the pieces have suddenly rearranged into a middle finger.
Well, you chucked a chair at him. I'm just worried. I don't want
That's
any harm
downright
coming to my
rude.
wee man.
It's rude, if anything.
Aye.
Put them back.
I mean, throwing chairs is rude as well. So.
Aye.
Couldn't get a nice, polite ghost.
Probably seems nice enough. Just very competitive.
To be fair, it's because a ghost only lingers about because of unfinished business or strong negative feelings. Like, you don't usually get the nice ghost. They tend to just go on to their afterlife to join their god.
I also add to my list blackboard and chalk.
Ah.
If one is going to communicate with the undead, one must have the proper equipment.
We're gonna need an empty book.
I mean, we
Some
just fog up
salt.
the window.
No, we just need a blackboard and coloured chalk. That's all we need.
All right. So you all have started cooking, kind of cleaning things up, ready for another grueling day.
Aye.
Sure.
Another tough toil-filled day of inner city life.
Mhm.
And baking.
It's no honest thing for a country boy.
Well, of course, when it gets to be about noontime, the children all start crowding around and start begging to go out because you need to go watch the parade.
That's true enough, we do. Well, I'm up for it. Have we got a stash, Horik?
I hand over the beginnings. We've got candied apples. I'm
Well,
still
you're
working
not
on.
going to need that till tomorrow.
Oh, that's all right. Tomorrow then. Well, that'll all keep then. Good.
Okay, I hand over some small bags of popcorn.
So now we have the what's it? The play, and
The
the day
anim-
after that is the troll tide.
Well, first
Yeah,
we
so-
have the animal parade.
Yep, you have the parade.
Right.
Well, it's not just animal. Apparently, it also has some mechanical constructs for
Mhm.
gadgets.
Yeah, and notable heroes getting impersonated.
Is there a fucking holiday or parade day in
Nope,
the city?
this is just a random parade.
Yeah.
This is put on by the Sea Maidens Fair and Zarzod Zord.
Say
And
it
you
again,
are-
faster. Go on.
Zarzod Zord. Fucking Zarzod Zord. There you go.
The Tsar Zadzor?
Pretty much.
Zordon? How did he get in here?
The man
Megazord?
dressed from Zardoz.
But Nadrax, you would be at least aware of the parade. You've been housed places. You've actually probably even seen Zord because for a while you were actually put up in the yawning portal, and he does tend to show up there every so often. He's a very flamboyant human, and he likes to throw a lot of coin around.
I do hope I don't know about his clothing habits.
He is fully clothed whenever any of you have met him.
I don't think you're his type, hopefully.
I don't know
One
if he
can
does
dream.
Dragonborn.
But with an outfit like that, anything may be his type.
I was gonna say.
So long as they say yes.
Horik has handed
it's
the
consensual,
children
right? No.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
his first batch of caramel popped corn, just to see if that worked properly, to get some feedback.
Ooh, caramel corn. That does sound good.
They immediately start chowing down, and they seem perfectly content with this.
Excellent. That can go a long way on a little.
I need a wee bit of
Homemade
sugar to turn
caramel.
up as well. But anyway, parade to see the fine, weird exotics. Who's me love? Hand in hand. Let's take the kids with us. Who else is coming along? Might as well be the lot of us. Come on.
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Leaf, you're
Like one of
invited
those-
too.
It's like one of those mandatory company bonding exercises where we go to like a park or something.
Well,
Those
it
are
just
the
sounds like a
worst.
fun time. We've got nothing else on the boil.
You notice Nat runs over, grabs your hand, and starts dragging you out the door, Lou.
Okay, I guess we can all go.
Hey.
I suppose I come with as well.
It's just there's a lot of events right now because narratively they're introducing.
Yeah.
Plus, there might be some sort of horrible fight.
Ooh, I love those.
Perhaps the Zent decide to firebomb the parade and we get to see a polar bear turn into a black bear.
What the fuck?
Maybe
I
they
was just thinking like a fist fight. This is not what I...
maybe with the automatons they didn't carry the one and they finally turned on them.
Oh shit! Is this like with Itchy and Scratchy Land?
Yep.
I was
Gaddix
trying to think of-
immediately, I want to have $500 in Itchy and Waterdevian dollars. No, you can't spend those anywhere though. It's like money, but fun.
It's like- You joke, but Harry Potter Land totally did that.
Well, there was also Disney dollars too.
Yeah, but those could be.
Those
Yeah.
could actually be exchanged.
Like, but at Universal, they're literally like, exchange your real money for Muggle, or exchange your Muggle money for Wizard money, and we're like, wow, they fucking did it.
Well, I mean, how can you resist walking up to the counter and saying, I want a lot of nuts. I just want a big handful of nuts right now. Just cover this whole place with nut. Go on. And so the happy
So-
family walk down the street.
How much to put the dog in the fryer?
Oh dear, I just tried to pull Troll Skull Alley away. There we go. How about I put that on the correct
Ooh,
layer?
we could give Coggle a crispy coating.
See, I told you they could deep fry my shirt. I didn't say they couldn't. I said you shouldn't.
So the children bring you all down about here, and they insist that this is going to be a good place to watch because it's going to go down up this road here, down the high road, make a turn. So this way you're going to be able to see things on the turn for a little bit longer as well.
We try to climb onto a roof.
No, they insist that we should probably stay on the lower level just because otherwise you're trying to look up top, and some of the wagons, they have hard covers so you can't see.
Hmm.
I
Good
look
point.
up and to see how many drow are sitting up there. Or fake drow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, roll me a perception.
Hey, let's see. Do I adjust my spells for today?
Ulrich, you don't see any drow.
Okay.
It's also daytime.
This doesn't matter. I see a drow right next to me.
Yeah.
Daytime doesn't seem to be a thing.
We caught
Well,
Saloon at daytime as well.
Wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the greatest viewing experience currently for me, but I'll get through it.
Well, to be fair for Saloon, he was only out in the daytime because he was specifically ordered to watch Lou.
Yep.
Well, no one's told me drow only come out at night.
Oh,
I
it's
think
just
you know
about how
that.
bad it is during the day. The sun is so bright.
Hey, look, it's a Gyron's tower.
And yep, Battlebred, you successfully see no drow.
Except one.
I'm just
Except
behind
for,
you at the time.
You know, the one, yeah. You see Lou, but, does he count?
Not really. But he's
Saloon
still one drow
really
too
wonders
much.
if he counts.
Sometimes so does Lou.
Doesn't matter if he counts or not. It's Lou. I don't want to see him.
We haven't even met.
Yeah, in
Yeah, I
character.
mean-
It's not actually.
We've literally spent minutes together.
Yeah, and he ditched me.
He
I
said,
was abducted.
Technically. Alright,
Well,
now
no,
before the
technically
crowd
not.
thickens up, I'll have to give you a warning. There's only
Actually,
so much space in the shoulders.
You left me alone out of your own volition.
Well, I got a really good suit out of it, and it seems like you didn't. So.
And a good meal. And you got to make a dick of yourself in front of your new boss. Thanks to Saloon. You called him a friend.
That is something I can appreciate.
To be fair, at least the boss found it amusing.
Yeah. He was teaching him hand signals and taught him the one basically for Gaijin.
It's like, why did you call me an idiot human?
Most of my friends are.
Yeah, but
Aren't they
as you all are,
halflings?
Well, he lives in the
Well,
city.
there's a lot of
Or
humans in
did
the
you,
city.
did you not have any friends in your halfling village either?
it's also the same word for idiot halfling. They don't really differentiate.
It basically just means idiot overworlder.
Or non-drow?
Surface fool.
Mostly surface.
Yeah.
But as y'all are kind of having your conversations, yet you do notice that the streets kind of start busying up a little bit. And you kind of get the idea, yeah, the kids are probably right. This is an area that people like to view things. Most of the alleyways start kind of getting lined up. You see people get up on their balconies and they're getting ready to watch. And yet, your first sign that there's a parade coming is you definitely hear the loud horns.
We just have Kago
you-
ratchet himself into a standing position for Horik and Gaddix to stand on.
Oh, well, he's not there, remember? He's outside.
Oh no, that's the thing. Like, I was only going to do that if it was the daytime, if it was just for the night. I forgot we were going to leave out for the full day, so we would have brought Kago with us.
Yeah. So you have Kago, in which case, yeah, probably I'd say probably Squidly and Nat are probably trying to borrow your shoulders.
Eh?
And then Jinx will be happy to try to stand on Kago.
No worry, not a worry.
The first thing that you see is, yep, you do see a wagon with some trumpeteers getting some attention.
Big old palaver,
Behind the
innit?
wagon, yep, behind the wagon, you see the first bit, which is actually a bunch of stilt walkers. You see stilt walkers, you see a little bit of acrobatics going on. And then you actually see let me pull it up. Yep, there we go. You see two different wagons one with a rhinoceros in it and one with a hippogriff. The children are finding this very fascinating and doing their appropriate oohing and awing.
I've never quite understood what's the difference with a hippogriff and a griffin. I never get this straight in my head.
Well, one of them throws stones from inside of a glass house, and the other one doesn't.
Next up, you see a bunch of paper mache beholders being held up on 10-foot tall poles. And then in the next one, you actually see two more wagons, one set with some panthers, and one with a giant vulture in it.
Oh, I know what that sort of thing is. Now, you know what a dire vulture is, right? It's a vulture of a
Yeah.
dire.
The kids are looking very confused.
I don't know, one of those works on Bjorn. It gets a chuckle out of him. Maybe it's the clouts
Oh.
on the head.
The difference between the two is the back half. So
Well,
if you have the back half of a horse costume, you can go as a hippogriff, but not as a griffin.
Alright, alright. Yeah, like I said, I can never keep it straight in the head which one is which, though. I know my wyverns and my dragons. I've got those straight.
Isn't a griffin if they have back half? A lion butt? Or
No, no.
butt?
Griffin is back half of lion. Griffin, lion.
But also four-legged.
And
Well,
hippogriff
they're both
is...
four-legged.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the front half has bird feet. Eh? Doesn't have lion feet.
I think it depends on which subfamily.
Well, I'm not
Because
gonna...
I mean, both the front half is an eagle, but
Aye.
just how much is the eagle?
Well, the cart's gone away. I'm not going to go chasing it, so we'll find out another time.
Mm-hmm.
As you all are debating this, a bunch of very large, big balloons of big dragon balloons of black, green, blue, red, and white dragons are all being led down by some very wonderful carnies. And in the middle, there seems to be a very active acrobat doing a very interesting routine with a bunch of, it looks like to be those round, those hoops.
Mhm.
And for music, you actually do have somebody playing a lyre being pulled on a cart.
I mean, it's all very nice, but I think the budget got cut when they've got one instrument for the whole parade.
They had horns up ahead as well.
You'd expect maybe
Behind
a wagon
that-
of a band.
Behind that, you actually find a cart with some apes and another one with 4 giant fire beetles.
Oh, no, that's a nice one, though. They polish up real well. We had a few, well, me and Bjorn all, like, they were setting up a wildfire and it was a horrible thing. But the shells, once you cut them out, amazing thing. I wish we kept a hold of one, but kind of broke it on a few downhill slopes. Fucking great time, though.
Following up behind it is an enormous Tarrasque puppet. And there's a wagon being pulled behind with, yes, a regular full band, mostly horns. And yep, they are puppeteering the Tarrasque, and it's making kind of scary faces at all of the people as it passes by.
Is it actually a giraffe, though? Or are
No,
these just other things
Tarrasque.
that are...
Tarrasque.
With a T.
Tarrasque.
The big
Uh-oh.
almighty destroying super kaiju.
Okay, that's something different.
Yep.
I was expecting a giraffe. The
No.
thing with the long necks.
That would not be very scary.
You never know. There could be a dire giraffe. The only thing
Where
that
they
enlarge
fight.
on it is his neck.
It's like a regular giraffe, only dire.
Aye, the neck is 3 times the length of a normal giraffe.
Maybe
And it
spikes on the
breathes-
head so when they swing their head to
It
fight.
breathes fire, but the fire breath doesn't reach the ground.
Aye.
After that, you're also seeing there is an Allosaurus in a cage, along with
Ooh.
2 death dogs, snapping and growling at everything as it passes by.
We did meet this couple of blokes that used to came from Port Nanan Zoo, and one of them claimed, although I think he was lying to me and all, like a few babies had gone back and passed, but he'd ridden one of those. Apparently, they have races in the streets and all that. There, I could do that. I'm telling you, I could ride one of those. I could get a first place trophy.
Well, you know who owns them.
Mm-hmm. Bit more
You
fun than
could
a
always
horse,
ask.
although I would prefer an axe beak. Lovely critters.
Well, coming up behind that group is actually a float bearing a mechanical armored knight and a mechanical pit fiend. They're animated, and the knight is mechanically, it looks like it's cleaving its sword down on the pit fiend, while the pit fiend is flapping its demon wings. All done purely mechanically.
Look at him, he's practically drooling. Blink, Gatix, for fuck's sake. Of course, that's not all that's there. You also have behind it, and I think this might have Harton's attention. There is a cage with a tiger, and one cage with an axe beak in it. Oh, look at the plumage. Bit of a shame to see a cage and all, but it's a lovely looking bird, isn't it? The speed they can go at as well. Like a horse needs all 4 legs, they just need 2.
Also, Lou, you recognize the human that is pulling, who is currently leading that horse chain. You see, Felric gives you a little wave in his little human form.
Ah. I won't blow his cover.
Well,
But
he's
I hope he
waving
knows I
at you.
He's waving at a lot of people, but he
Yeah.
is definitely waving at Lou.
I'll wave back. I'm very polite.
Coming up behind that, though, seems to be a very, very interesting mechanical float. And it's actually being flanked by, it seems to be 2 human performers. One with kind of like a red hair, kind of, little face paint, all that jazz. And there's another, and one's a human male who looks like he's trying to be done up like a barbarian, but he's not nearly big enough, with a big old hammer. And they're flanking a giant, it's a life-size mechanical unicorn ridden by a mechanical, it looks to be, if you had to guess, a drow, waving 2 scimitars mechanically. This is getting a little bit of a cheer from the crowd.
And the hicks that we are, no fucking idea.
I have a
wonder how
feeling
much that cost.
Lou probably knows who that is. Just because he probably hears his name quite a lot and goes, "Oh, are you like?"
Probably a cheer from the
Drisst
kids as
Doherty.
well.
Mhm.
If only for a unicorn.
No, yeah, it's Dritz Doherty. Everybody knows Dritz Doherty.
Who's
Except for
that?
you all.
Would I know it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would.
All right.
You're from the area. You're familiar with a lot of the bits and bobs. The one thing is when the
My
mechanical
character is
unicorn.
not.
Well, one point is when the mechanical unicorn gets by you all, you notice that somebody reaches down and they pull a lever under the float, and the unicorn proceeds to fart a shit ton of confetti in a 15-foot cone behind it.
It's a wee bit crass.
It could have been anything else. Could have had a blowhole.
Could have had the horn explode, aye?
Could have just come out of its mouth.
Well, no, I mean you could
Well-
have like a wee nozzle in the horn, you know, so it showers up into the air, spreads out
Nope.
nicely.
It farts behind it.
Okay.
Well,
It's probably
guess
some
we
dude
know
with a
what we're dealing
horn
with.
just choking on some confetti that got pressurized, pushed through.
Oh. And then you see, of course, being pulled behind that are 2 more carts. One with an owl bear, and one with a polar bear. You do hear Jinx cheers quite enthusiastically for the owl bear, considering he has an owl bear plushie.
Hey, they're nice creatures, bad temperament though. Like, you've got to raise them from birth properly. I've heard a lot of things about adventuring parties that pick one up and it just never works out right.
Fuck off.
And there is one more wagon being dragged behind. This time it has Zarzod Zord and another band leading up the rear, playing some very festive music as the end of the parade kind of starts going on by. He does look over at you all, gives a cherry little wave. You see he kind of pulls something out of his pocket, does a quick little write down, and then you notice a little tiny mechanical bird, not a mechanical bird, a little paper bird, comes flying on down, and Nat catches it.
Good reflexes, lass. Go on.
It also unfolds, and she starts reading what's on the paper.
Do we get to have a look as well, or is it just for you?
She hands it over.
Oh, thank you. Well, no, you can hold on to it. Just let me have a butcher's out. Let's have a look.
It is a note saying that if you all would like, you could all meet up after they get done with the parade at the Yawning Portal, and he'd buy you a round of drinks.
Well, he's got about 3 of us already enamored there. Possibly 4, I don't really know Nadrax as well. Hey,
Yeah.
sounds like a nice way to cap the evening before we ruin it by going to the Opry.
oh come on, that's high class stuff. Just I
Exactly.
don't know. Let's just pretend to enjoy it. Maybe you will one day.
We could be scraping floorboards, we could be dusting out the basement. Could be running about with these lot. Gestures to the kids on his shoulders.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be so bad if we didn't have to wear these outfits.
Do we have time to rush another set for everybody?
I'm not paying for another set, no. I'll wear this once. I mean, Uzi got lucked out. Hers looks lovely on her. The rest of us look like a bunch of fucking morons, though.
Addix looks right proper.
Yeah.
And actually, Bjorn looked pretty good too, come to think of it.
I think Horik was fine as well.
Yeah.
But Arden doesn't feel it.
I was about to say, of course, Harton wouldn't want to be matching couples outfit.
So
Poor
Hart and
Nadrax.
Atlas are the ones who drew the short stick. That's right.
In case if he doesn't like the fancy stuff. Hey, we
All right.
It was a lot of fun that there. A lot to see.
And now Horik is not Horik. Gaddix is wondering how he can make a mechanical unicorn round.
Nah, he's gonna
that
make his
didn't
own.
come through.
Nah, he's gonna make his own mechanical Dritst.
No.
Yes. Think. If it does things and succeeds, the reputation, the change, you could frame him. Blackmail material. You could have the strongest
No, you
hero in the
wouldn't think
coast
like
in your
that.
pocket.
Okay, I'll pitch it to him. Just somebody.
I think his uncle might object to that.
You don't fuck with dark elves, dude.
Now, Uncle Jarlaxle might complain about that.
I'm just thinking of him having the mechanical Dritst in his lair, just monologuing at it.
Who, Gaddix?
No, Jarlaxle.
Oh.
The one from the parade just looking it over and just ranting on about what a silly do-goodery is.
No, you forget he's actually friends with Dritz, and he spends a lot of effort into making sure Dritz doesn't fucking kill himself. He spends far more effort than one would expect trying to get Dritz not to kill himself. Mostly because I think his friend would be very upset if he got his son killed.
Yeah. I don't think
Oh.
Lou's going to get the same benefit immediately.
No, if Lou's going to die, he's going to die.
If he dies, he dies.
All right, so I suppose that eventually, once the parade is done and situated, you're probably going to go to the Yawning Portal and meet up, right?
Alright.
Free
Yeah.
booze.
And
Yeah,
of course,
free
ask
booze.
about all the little things we didn't quite understand. Didn't they expect to
Uh-oh.
see a drow in the parade and all that there? Like, that's a strange one, that.
Is anybody there going to explain to Harton why there was a drow in the parade?
Unless he asks, probably not.
And if he wants to ask his order, I mean, there's no reason he can't explain himself.
Well, to be fair, he's probably trying to engage the kids on it.
Oh, well, in which case, yeah, they would quite
Yeah.
happily explain. Like, well, that's Dritz to Werden.
Not Drisst.
No, oh, fucking.
I've heard it said
don't-
Drisst before.
Don't Drisst me. Do not Drisst me.
I did.
Ah.
I think I met a relative of his. He was a Tyler O'Durden.
Really?
Aye.
Like, that's what we're going with?
Yep.
Fuck you.
It's alright, Bjorn beat him up.
But we don't talk about that.
No, we do. We're fucking masterful.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I take it you all head on down to the Yawning Portal, get yourself a seat.
Aye, and a free drink.
I have to get Nadrax there. Hold on.
Do we get to bring the kids in?
If you all want to, you certainly can. And the children were invited.
Yeah.
I thought they were banned from the yawning portal.
Well, they've got
Yeah.
guardians now. It's an escort.
They're
Yeah,
just banned from
exactly.
drinking.
Banned or timeout. Probably timeout.
They're just not allowed in unsupervised because of the previous picture in tabletop.
Yeah, that is the incident that I was referring to.
From dangling over the fucking pit.
If you
Yeah.
do all come in with the children, Durnan just says, are you going to be keeping an eye on those three?
They're my weans.
All good. If something goes wrong, it's you.
Aye, that's actually a lot of me lifestyle, yeah. To be fair, it's often sometimes his or hers. And his.
So, yep, they all come on in. You all grab your seats. And it does take a little bit. You have a feeling that, finishing up parades is a little difficult. But Zarzod's Zord does show up. Where is the fucking... There we go.
Ooh, is she roboting for anyone else?
Am I roboting?
They sound fine for me.
Okay. Well, Zarzod Zord
Okay,
does
sounds
show
fine
up
now.
with a human that you remember from the parade, and in Lou's case, actually does recognize this human. Sorry, hold on. So before that happens,
Before it happens, he
That-
undresses.
Lou, she looks very confused at you.
Damn.
Nice try. All right. Yep. Zarzod Zord does show up with a human that you all recognize, and Lou, you definitely recognize him. And they kind of wander on over. Oh, hello, friends.
Hey,
glad
cheers
you
for
all
the
made it.
invite. Lovely show you put on there.
Why, thank you. We worked. It was very difficult to get all of those floats, I'll have you know. We had to go all the way to Lantan for them.
What is the history behind the celebration?
Oh, this wasn't a celebration. We just pop by and we tend to float around cities. We do things, you know, thought that we a little bit. Things start getting a little bit stale, then we move on to the next town and rinse, dry, repeat.
Hey, no, it's a menagerie.
So why do you do it?
Oh well, it's fun. It's a way to get people's spirits up, and of course, we do get a bit of coin from it.
Wow.
Well, we do get some donations. Usually, you know, you ask about with the lords a little bit. It's like, oh yes, we're doing something important, and you're raising the spirits of the folk, which is actually fairly true. I mean, you saw our turnout.
Yeah.
A
Why
lot
the
of
butthole?
smiles.
Huh?
Why the butthole?
I had to ask.
Oh, you mean the unicorn?
I'm
know,
hoping.
we-
I'm not entirely sure as he scrutinises Lou.
Yes. Yeah. Just the unicorn. It's the only
Alright, good,
butthole I am
good.
talking. Yeah. Yes.
Aye, that was a bit of a, I suppose, a surprise factor, really.
It was good. It got me. I did laugh.
I'm not quite sure. That was just something that, I mean, it came to us like that when we bought it in Lantan. We asked for a mechanical unicorn that sprays confetti, and I guess that was the most convenient way to put it out.
Well, it seems like human biology decided the same thing. So okay.
I would like to point out that the associate was Zarzad Zord, who is taken up at a table next to you. He rolls his eyes like that implies that is not what happened.
Horik is at the bar ordering a round of drinks for our table.
Oh, Zord does say, oh, by the way, I forgot to introduce Al. That's my friend over there, Felton.
Alright, Felton.
He kind of gives a cheery little wave.
How much does the round of drinks cost?
Well, remember, Zord said he was paying.
For only one
Oh, well.
round.
No, you could ask that.
I'll only ask for one round. I'll buy my own after
All right, what's the biggest thing they got?
that.
A troll, but he has to clamber out first.
Well, I mean, you could get just, a big old thing of ale.
Because Gaddix isn't going to drink the whole thing. Most of it's going to go to Kago, but he wants bang for his buck.
You're putting 89, not higher
Yeah.
octane.
And Zord does kind of speak up and says, I did want to ask about your little friend over there, and he points at Cargo. Did you make him, or did you acquire him? I love how he's stuttering now. Apparently he has a stutter.
I hope there's a
And
glance from Gaddix to Harton as don't you fucking say a word.
Yeah, I am going to look to Hart, and as I'm saying, I built him.
There's a smile.
Can you build more, or just the one?
With the proper materials, he can be reproduced.
Interested in, making something for sale?
Eventually. Have to
Roll-
perfect the design first.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll me a deception there.
You already know, but you
Really?
can't.
Mhm. Yeah, you know you can't.
Because yours isn't just a simple little automaton. It's a fantastic creature with a full life.
But I'm going to be famous.
Mm.
The fuck is Zord?
You could probably recreate a cog if it just does one or two simple actions.
The body, at least,
Like the
with a
Knight in
few
the Pit
words.
Fiend kind of thing, Basically, Gaddix could start his own Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes,
Oh.
that's the plan.
That's not what I wanted to hit. That's not the character I wanted to fucking hit. Oh, wait, did that show up to you?
No, last thing is I'm seeing is deception.
He sets up
Okay.
cog GOs. What's the G
Yeah, I
stand
click-
for? Gold. Cough up, kid.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to roll. Okay. And you do notice that Gaddix, you get the feeling that Zord doesn't quite believe you. But he kind of gives you a nod and a kind of a slap on the back. It's like, oh, well, if you ever start, make sure you let us know.
Hey, well,
I'll make a note of it.
Hey, well, Kogo's still a work in progress himself anyway. He's got all kinds of wee bits and pieces to tinker with.
Would you just see him giving you the nudges, you shut up.
Well, I mean, eventually you might have to pop on by. You'd probably be interested in the nimble rights we've got.
I'm sorry, the what?
The nimble rights.
Oh, yes.
Just picture Gaddix trying to, not to reach Hart and nudge him, but he ends up just kicking his stumpy leg underneath the table.
And I kicked the wrong person.
Well, it's the fact you can't reach across.
You
So just
like,
kicked the underside of the table.
So, Gaddix, do you know what a nimble right is?
He might.
I don't know. Do I know what a nimble right is? The player doesn't, but...
I'm trying to think. What would that roll be for, I guess, history, probably.
Maybe Arcana?
That wouldn't really... It's not really...
What is?
Well, it's a construct.
Yeah.
It's a mechanical construct.
Because, yeah, the player doesn't, but that doesn't mean Gaddix doesn't.
I mean, it could probably also be a Tinker's Tool check.
Oh, yeah, let's go with that. Roll that.
Roll what? What did we say? Tinker?
Tinker's tool.
I mean, I usually handle it when I'm DM.
It's going to ask me. I guess I would use intelligence.
Yeah.
If there's something...
Oh, fuck yeah, I know what one is.
related to a tool proficiency,
Yeah.
then you can roll tool proficiency as well. So I think it even says that in Xanathar.
Here, let me post what a nimble right looks like. It should be paste. There we go. That is what a nimble right should look like. It's a mechanical person. Very, very fancy. They can do a lot of different things. Some defense, some just,
Just make sure not to mix it up with a mind flayer.
I guess Harton wouldn't like them. Too fancy.
Well, that's all. Technically, it's all useful stuff other than the hat and stuff. But so yes, Gaddix, you are aware of a nimble right, and you are probably very jealous that he's got some.
Yeah, that's something that Gaddix would be jealous of, yeah.
Shit, he made things with thumbs. Damn it.
So if you ever want to pop by and take a look, don't be a stranger. Just pop by one of my 2 ships and let the captains know. They'll get a hold of me somehow. Depending on the situation, you might have to wait a little bit, though. Sometimes I'm predisposed. You again see from the table, Felton over there is looking like he wants to groan audibly.
Got a wee curiosity. Suppose after a while some of the creatures, you gotta put them out to pasture a wee bit. After a few shows they'll probably get a bit bored, need to go to new homes maybe.
Well, depending on the situation. And the creature.
I was just wondering about that wee axe beak. Lovely creature you've got there.
Well, what is it that you're inquiring about my axe beak?
Just, make model where you could get one, that sort of thing.
Oh, well, we got one out in the wild. We hired some trappers.
Not really come across one in the wild like that there. Not had the fortune.
Well, I mean, I could give you some locations where they're more likely to be. They tend to be in, temperate climate, warm areas.
We've mostly been where this is near as he tugs on the fur trim.
You could try Cholt. I know turtles tend to sell. Sometimes they capture some and sell them.
Suppose we could take a wee trip there. Probably a bit of a fee for a good trip though, especially a round trip. Forward and back.
And then don't forget the shipping costs to bring the axe beak back.
Registration fees, vet bills, passport. Then the trading of the creature, because I've had a few horses in the past. I've never been particularly fond of them. It just looks like a better way to travel, you know?
Only problem is they're very, let me say the word, well, if they know you, they like you, but if some random folks pop in to say hi, it might try to, axe beak.
Aye, well, that's. I mean, I've got this wee goat, Pfeffel. Now he's about the same kind of way, and then there's that pony who's a wee bag of shite. He is a lovely creature, but he's a wee mean bastard. We could deal with that. Wouldn't be a problem.
A goat is one thing. An axe beak can do some, particularly at any random poor merchants.
Well, I mean, just temperament training, have a wee word with it. You know, firm hand sort of thing. Show it, the lead it has to follow, that sort of thing. Well, I'll think about it. Right now, though, after all, we've got all the cash to put forth possibly for the bar.
Speaking of cash, does it pay to be on that band?
Well, I suppose, but mostly we just keep with our own. Why? Are you looking for a new gig?
If you're gonna be in town for a while, I could maybe do some things. I have multiple talents. I'm good, maybe.
Do you?
What do you play?
Well, this harmonica. Let me just. Also
The jug?
the mandolin and a trumpet.
Oh, we could
I
always
knew that
do
all
it.
offhand.
We could probably do, a trumpet, another trumpet, a mandolin. I don't see you carrying any. What are you carrying with you? Unless you have a bag of holding.
It's a harmonica. That's it.
Oh, well, give us a little ditty.
Okay, huh? Pull out some of the classics. Okay.
Roll me
Is
a
it
performance.
Ah.
Stage jitters.
You've got performance anxiety. Terrible thing for happen to a bard.
Luckily, it's magic. Yeah.
Couldn't you really decide what track to play,
Sorry.
did you?
I had to I had to celebrate or something, but yeah, Zord just kind of looks. He kind of gives a well. I haven't heard you play the trumpet yet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's been a long. I got some booze stuck in the harmonica. I'll clean it out and try again at some point.
How horrible do you have to play to take a harmonica for a trumpet?
Well, I'll also point out that actually Lou did not get a 7. He the lowest he can go is a 10.
That's only on perception and persuasion and deception. That's the only ones.
Well, no. I'll also remember your harmonica.
What does that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did I forget to tell you that?
Maybe. Let me double check. I might have written it down wrong. Oh well. Still,
Well,
that's good.
That was also included. Yeah, you can't roll less than a 10 on your performance with the harmonica.
14's not
Only
bad.
with the harmonica. So yeah, you played okay. Could be worse.
But not parade quality.
No, that's the big dogs.
Yeah. You played enough to fill a hat maybe on the street.
Which
Well,
I would
Nick-
never do with my hat.
Next time we meet up, maybe I can get you a trumpet and we'll see. But I don't think Dernan would appreciate you playing a trumpet indoors anyways.
No, even the harmonica can be a bit much. Yeah.
Either way, I mean, Megrig up there probably will be mad that you were stealing his show. And you can tell he's gesturing up to that folk up here. And by the way, Nadrax, you recognize that guy up there.
Alright, which one
You
is it?
This bloke up here. He's currently playing a musical instrument with only 3 strings when you are fairly certain it should have more strings than that. You recognize you stayed in his room with him up here in the Yawning Portal for a little bit. before you got shoveled off to Neverember.
All right. I suppose I shall wave him.
He'll give you a wave bond back.
That's gonna be about it for that interaction, because I don't think I have communicated much with.
You cut out.
I don't think I've communicated too much with him.
No, yeah, you stayed with him for just a little bit and got
Yeah.
shuffled along. But I mean, you know him, and you know he's a Harper.
Yeah.
Didn't get to the phase where you had to label everything in the apartment.
This
Well,
is
he's
mine. Don't touch it.
Oh, it wasn't even an apartment. They were just sharing the room upstairs in the inn.
Oat milk is not like dairy milk.
Well, to be fair, Nadrex doesn't have too much in terms of possessions.
I'm not
Or
drinking
anything
this. I don't know
really.
what color cow it came from.
So you notice that the serving girl comes on over and she's passing out your drinks. She just says, "So, did I hear right that you all were saying something about opening up a bar?"
Aye, far to the north, don't worry, we're not in your patch. I'll throw
No
a skull.
competition.
Oh well, Durnan wouldn't be worried about that anyways. I don't think any new bar is really going to be able to complete what us considering. And she gestures at the entrance into Undermountain right there.
Aye, not unless things go spectacularly badly for us. I don't think we're gonna have much to compete with here, right? But,
Well,
you know, it'll be a nice wee place, hopefully.
if you're ever looking for more, workers or bits like that, I could probably connect you with some folks.
Is this within Guild's parameters? We've been told not to get on the wrong side of him at any point in our lives.
Oh, well, I would assume that you all are going to register with the guilds like you're supposed to, right?
Oh,
'Cause
of
you have to-
course, of course. For fuck's sake, of course. Yes. Yes, of course we're doing that.
So then you don't have to worry, because once they go to work with you, then they're automatically included.
Aye. God, the amount we had to meet in that one day. There's so many conversations a man can have. Even a man like me who goes to, who does the service at the church and all. But my God, I was getting to the last bit of it. That was a
We're not done yet.
procession that night.
And she just kind of gives a little bit of a shrug and says, "Yeah, I know about. Let's see. I know one that would be really good for working the bar, and I know another one that could probably do a pretty fair bit amount of the cooking."
Ooh, that'd be dangerous territory. See, if I keep Bjorn behind the bar, then he won't be on the other side emptying the bar.
Trust that. I've seen a lot of people when they open the bar, they just start drinking from behind the bar while they're trying to serve other people.
Aye, well, luckily I can shout really loud at him, and I mean really loud, and usually it gets through his head. But we probably will have to look into a little bit, just because we've got all the odds and ends to take on. Like, yesterday we were away out in the fields and all that there, chasing down scarecrows that are on about clawing people up.
You do notice that as y'all are talking, Matrim up there, Megrig, kind of wanders on over, and he's, pipes in. Talking about, what was that I heard? Hiring some people on? And Bonnie just kind of perks up, just says, "Yeah, just, mentioning that if they open that bar, then, I've got some people that would probably be working really well to get joined in." And he seems relatively excited at that. He says, "That sounds like a really good idea. If you do, I can run them by you all, make sure."
We'll keep it under notice. As it is, though, like, we're still a fair bit away from doing the guild approved fees for putting the bar back together. But, it's something a couple of us have a good strong feeling on.
Zord kind of perks up and says, "Oh, how much are you missing? Is it just a monetary issue?"
Oh, right, hang on a wee tick here. Amuse yourself for a bit as he starts rifling through his bag for all the various bits of paper he was looking for. I had it in my head for a wee bit, but it's just... They kept putting these things in my bloody hands, And then showing to me estimates, not even real figures, just ones they made up.
You notice that Three Strings starts wandering back off, and he's laughing, and he goes back to where he normally starts playing.
Right, fucking hell. Looks like if aye, fucking hell. 1,250 gold, all considered.
And you paid, if I'm not mistaken, was it 400 or 600 already?
Well, no, I think we paid the 250. That was a licensing contract spend, I think. But he's just reaching for the combined figures. Now we paid for furniture too.
Yeah. I thought total you paid, was it 600 already?
Something like that, yeah. But
yeah, so
you know, he's
only have 600
disorganized
left.
and just going, oh, for fuck's sake.
We're not in debt, but it feels like we're in debt.
You have to pay 1,200 total. Here, pass it over. Let me help sort through this for you. I'll organize it.
No, well, it's just... no, we have done a bit of... Hang on, I found some more. I've got a few receipts. Right, looks like we're missing the guts of about, 650. That's not bad, actually. But it's just,
Not bad at all.
Not got the inflow of work that we kind of need for this sort of expenditure. You know how it goes. It's not that we're at a lull, it's just it's only been 2 bloody days.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I mean, you just waltzed in and suddenly you own a tavern.
Aye, well, to be fair, it weren't us doing the waltz in there. That was Volo. Nice meeting all up there.
Oh, yes, I've seen him in here a couple times. Had a nice chat with him. Very interesting. He's been around quite a bit, actually.
That's alright. Gotta have a wee chinwag with him about the validity of the ghost hanging about that place.
You all have a ghost.
I'm thinking he'll be alright once we get the bar up and running and all. Like, at least he'll be distracted, maybe. It looks like it might have been the old bar owner himself. But he seems...
To be fair, a haunted bar is a little bit of a pull, monetary-wise.
Yeah, it's got a wee bit to it. Mind you, I don't want to put him, like, front and centre. That's probably not what he wants. But maybe he'll be in a better mood. You know, it's the sort of thing of, like, if he is the ghost of Leaf, then he might have been the bar owner, and so it would actually do him better spiritually to see the bar up and running again. If not, then we're going to chase him down with fairy fire and blow him apart again. Send him off to where he's meant to be. That were a fun bit there. Lou and Gatix and me, we all had that spell for the day. The moment we saw him scroll on the window, we lit the room up. He was... And we chased him through, he was glowing all colours.
Oh dear.
He's not been harmful, but he almost did. He was nearer. And I won't stand for that.
Through the chair.
Exactly, and I won't stand for that. If he's gonna be having a ruckus, and he's gonna get moved on forcefully. But at the moment, he just seems to be bad-tempered.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for investors, I'm sure I could probably put 100 gold in. And I could even give you a couple special stock that we've got stored away in our ship. Out of town.
Hey, it is. I guess the thing, we were thinking of busting out a few of our local blends as well. I mean, of course it'll take time to brew, mature, but... You know, it's a fine quality beverage that needs at least 2 days. It needs to age properly, you know, in the bathtub. But no, it's a generous offer.
We've got some fairly fine wine down up in our hold. We picked up from well, our home port is technically Luskin. We've got some good stuff from up that way.
Oh.
You've heard a wee bit about that place. It's a bit rough.
Oh, yeah, it earns every little bit of the reputation it has. It's earned.
Although apparently doing pretty well for itself. Like, I've not heard any big disasters about, like, I've never went up north or anything like that there. I've just heard, you know, It's a bit rough, but it's a bit organized.
Well, I mean, most of it's going up through the high captains. Depends on what ship you're under.
Hmm.
The territories run by Kurth tend to be relatively stable. Rethnor, fairly stable. The other ones, I mean, it's wishy-washy.
Well, I suppose this means we'll have to give you like a dedicated stool or glass, maybe. I think we can swing that. As the first man chipping in, who's not got his name on the ownership deed, I think. So we'll trim that down to 550.
See,
Well,
he
so we have a
reaches into his...
supplier.
Well, actually, speaking of, it's one of the, we got most of our bottles from a tavern under Ship Kurth control, actually. If you guys ever do pop up, I recommend it. It's the only one that's actually, well, let's be really realistic. Luskin isn't necessarily welcoming to foreigners. Or really welcoming to non-humans, to be blunt. Only really one place that'll take any folks. They'll definitely take Lou over there, considering sometimes you actually do see Drow popping up into the tavern.
Yay!
Mandatory acceptance. They can't refuse me until afterwards.
They have to hear me speak first.
Lovely, lovely lady at the bar. Just don't make the mistake of trying to make a move on her. I've heard she's taken.
Hope
And
you're
she
listening there, Lou.
slaps. She slaps very hard.
Wow, I can deal with that.
It's a mostly behaved lot, this bunch.
Oh, that's quite good. Well, I don't know. It's a bit boring.
Well, I just mean in regards to trying to enamor themselves with the local populace.
Oh, but that's half the fun. Don't you know?
We've done pretty well.
Aye, well, it was a lot of fun back in the old days.
A good way to live life is to have a lover in every port and 2 on every ship. I'm going to stand by that.
Hang on a second. Uzi, your opinion on the statement?
And you can see Gaddix is also thinking, like, he's counting like 2 on the ship. Why would you want? He's confused. Why would you want 2 on the ship?
Long
Just in
voyages.
case.
But what if they meet?
No, you
That's
keep
ideal,
one above.
actually.
You keep one above deck and the other one in the hold.
The idea is that you want both of them to know about each other and be all right with it.
Yeah, that second half is going to be the typical part.
Gaddix can't comprehend this. Then again, you're pretty sure he's never been romantic either.
Well, it's got a lot of benefit. As he just realizes the kids are sitting around. But I'm happy with my wee wifey. No, all that was in the past. All that was in the past, and I've got better days that I've had since I put the ring on her.
The
How
kids
did
are
that
kind of
happen, by the
giggling.
way? You two don't seem like... I don't see the chemistry.
Well, Uzi is a chemist, right? No.
Aye, well, you see,
Orcs
she's a
looking down the
Badalkin. They don't
hole.
actually have emotions. They're very logical people.
What is your perception for?
Orc's looking down the hole to see if there's anything coming up again.
Or you don't see anything coming up the hole, thankfully.
Oh, but what if he does?
Excellent.
So that marriage
You
thing
don't.
is just... Why? If it ain't romantic, then why?
Oh, I didn't say it's not romantic. It's just a different sort. Like, here's the thing: she wouldn't have said yes if it didn't make logical sense.
Okay. So, Usana, what are you hoping to gain from this marriage?
Eh?
Or what did you get?
I don't follow the question.
Well, Harton mentioned you only do things if they make logical sense.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sense in marrying Harton? What is the reasoning behind it? I don't quite understand.
I like him a lot.
Ah, so there are emotions.
Yes.
Well, it's a little bit different. It's not quite the same. Like, she can still have positive and negative experiences, just a little bit different, you know.
Hmm.
Zord speaks up because he's seeing the awkwardness a little bit. Speaks up, and besides, who wouldn't want to be around this lovely fellow all the time? Am I right?
Aye, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Now, I'll be honest, it were a wee bit of a dare. I'd known her for a while. Like, we'd travelled about a wee bit. This was just as we were getting the red shell nod there. And I must admit, I tried my luck a few wee times, and she said no, quite responsibly, because she was busy. Like, literally, at the moment, each time I asked her, she was busy, and she just didn't have time for anything else at the moment. But
Alright.
I pointed out very, very conspicuously that love, romance, and marriage is as much of a practical experience of an experiment. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot to find out. And I'd say she's found out a lot of the beneficial parts.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm getting it by now. Was just a bit curious because you don't seem like a matching type at first glance.
Hey, well, you don't need a match. You need someone who compliments you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit different than
Exactly.
matching up.
And opposites
You
attract.
complement and match up as well. So I didn't mean match as in that's the same, but more like fit together.
Aye, well, we do that a fair bit as well, but that's different.
What matters most is that you enjoy time with your partners.
Aye, she's me lovely, curious blueberry.
Mhm. And he's my sweet, strong, very loud thunderbolt.
Either way, you do see Zord throw down a pouch onto the table. He says, Whenever you guys start getting close to opening, let me all know, and I can send you down some stock."
Aye, certainly will, and Harton says this with just the biggest shit-eating grin. He's feeling well chuffed.
All right, Felton, let's get on out of here. We've got some work to do. I think some of our floats probably need some working on. And you see Felton gives a very polite little wave to you all, and the two do make their exit out of the tavern.
You know, there's a wee bit of familiarity with that lad.
Which one?
The one in the fancy hat.
You want to roll an insight on the man with the fancy hat?
Yes, I do.
Well, more specifically, do you want to? You're probably wanting to do that while he's there.
Yeah, I suppose, but
So there
got
we
an
go.
11 anyway, so my hunch isn't quite ticking over.
No, you don't really see much going on there.
Except his hat is not as good as Lou's hat.
He just seems like a man who has potentially not been handled.
And you notice he does have that very nice hat with the white feathers sticking out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, so does Lou.
Yep.
And Lou, are you going to inform anybody about Zarzod Zord's friend?
Oh, did he have a hat?
Oh no, it's his friend Felton over there. That is totally not a drow in disguise.
Right, he has no hat. He poses no threat.
He doesn't.
Not going to give the information that your boss said.
Do the hand signs?
Still learning
no,
these
the-
hand sign things.
Oh no, that was when he was using the comprehend languages so he could hear the conversation. So that
Well,
was when you weren't supposed to hear anything.
Right, and I did promise I would share with the party,
Hmm.
but
And your boss didn't say that you had to hide any of that. And after all, he did tell them where you were.
He doesn't know, but we also had a long, protracted conversation with him.
Mentioned that he was popping by to explain it to you.
right.
He doesn't know
that,
the depths it went to.
Well, I guess I could give a more detailed rundown of what happened during my escapades. And by I do, I mean Lou could.
Why'd you go into the... You just eaten.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to just stay in the room. It was awful small.
For the sake of the couple of people who weren't around when this transpired, Lou was put in a barrel. Jarlaxle and Felrecht had a very lovely conversation. Namely, Jarlaxle did tell him, "Oh, by the way, just make sure that you can get back to Zord in time to, do your duties and don't let him notice that you've been missing too long." They went in. He learned how to do some drow sign and some drow language. And then, yes, he decided to go invisible for a little bit and make zucchini for no reason at all. And then he got a very nice outfit.
Now I'm back.
He also pissed off his language instructor, I think.
Yep.
Instructor.
The
Multiple
second
times.
one. Yeah, Felrecht and him get along just fine, and anytime Felrecht's involved, brilliant.
I think it's more a
Anytime
case of
Jarlaxle's
Felric is...
involved.
I think it's more of just Felric as a charitable man. I don't think it's because it's a mutual amusement between the two.
But Felrecht's plenty nice. Jarlaxle, when he's involved, things are going just fine.
Saloon, on the other
Just
hand.
Saloon. Saloon. Poor Saloon.
Who had to be reminded, don't let him drown in the barrel. Make sure it stays in the boat.
Yeah, that's the one thing to emphasize for the party. Just thank fuck that's not the guy who was in here. We all would have died and fallen into the hole if he was here.
You know already, they've met Saloon
Yep.
briefly.
Oric almost punched him.
Mm-hmm. Just don't be near ladders when that guy's around. Trust me.
So, that's a... I mean, I know it's a magic thing and all. That's a bit of a disguise going on there. I'm surprised by the friendliness, though. As
Yeah, actually.
As we told you, Lou, we've not had the most positive experience before.
Everyone has been very nice so far. Met almost half a dozen people.
That's good.
Almost everyone's nice.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably implications and things hanging over the head and all, but for now, it's nice that you're safe enough and actually learn about your culture. You'll get a wee bit of your heritage going.
Mm-hmm. I think some gnomes stole my food, though.
So, lads, my love, what was your favourite bit of the parade?
Hey,
This is when you find out none of them paid attention.
it was the
No.
unicorn.
Gaddix will go on, the mechanics. He lists all the mechanics he liked, but yeah, the unicorn was his favorite.
I know,
Party
I like the
unicorn.
music.
I still don't know why.
Well, it's a show. It's a spectacle for people to see and to be amused by. And he's getting paid
It's
by
funny.
the government for it.
Yeah, it's really funny to see it kind of fart all the confetti and glitter.
It's, it's the unexpected love. Like, you see the dignified, noble beast, the unicorn, you don't expect it to do things like that.
But there has to be a reason for it.
Aye. Like I'm saying, it's
Amusement.
the joke, it's the amusement. The surprise of the unexpected outcome. Because
No, this isn't about the unicorn, it's about the festival itself.
Oh, like I said, it's just the show off the exotic and the unknown. Like, don't forget, love, most people don't travel like we do. they don't get to see the weird things. Like, you kids, you've never seen a polar bear before, eh?
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, we have seen it before, but only in that show.
Aye. Same with the Axe Beak and all. Like, I've only seen one before, and that was a Captain's Cavalry thing. It was a nice little treat to see it. It's kind of like if it was a book rolling by, but you know, it's just a picture, it's just a creature. You get to see it up close. I will say I don't really get the Knight and the Pit Fiend bit. I could say for something like that there, you need a little bit of context, you know, a wee bit of a tale or a story or a name.
Senseless violence is always fun.
Things like that have come to Waterdeep before. Maybe it has to do with that, or it could just be, you know, from another area. I mean, it's generic enough.
Aye. No, I'm not. I'm just, you know, trying to fill it in myself as well. But it is about, you know, seeing new things that are unusual and exotic and not quite known. Like the moment you caught my eye.
I should write these down.
Oh, imagine, like, it was a rainy tavern, it was a horrible night. Bjorn and I were squelching around our shoes. We just picked up Horik, who was about 15 cups in. Still ready for fighting, though. And we'd just gotten bashed about a bit. And then I just saw her sitting there at the end of the bar. Festooned with books, kit around her. She was scribbling and scrawling. She'd ordered maybe two ales just to sit beside her so she could keep walking to the bar. And my God, the wave of light hit her. Like a special wave that the blue on her goes when the candlelight goes.
You see Squidly kind of perks up and says, Nat wants to say that she really likes the puppet of the Tarrasque thingy above.
I have no idea what that thing was, though. It looked
It's
a bit
scary, is what it was.
It looked like a nastier the wingless dragon one.
Well, Mr. Zord said it's called a Tarrasque.
Tarrasque, aye.
A worm? You know, with the Y instead of the O.
Aye, maybe. No, I mean like the one the one I've heard about from Chult. What was it? What was that one, Squidly? Do you know? It was a big scaly beast, but didn't have no wings.
Oh, the other one that you wanted to ride on.
Aye.
Allocation.
I just look. The Tarrasque looked just like a meaner version of that, although it was quite big. Might be something to look up. Maybe tame one of them. Spiky back though, so probably not good for a saddle.
It'd have to be specially made.
Mind you, got Gatix here. I'm sure they could work out a way to do it. Look at Bjorn on. He's about as spiky and prickly as one of those.
Did you make something that big, Gaddix?
Yes. Of course.
Give me a deception. And while you're trying to decept,
Well, no, we don't know that the Tarrasque is gigantic. We're looking at it as if that was life size in the show.
Oh no! It was a gigantic puppet.
Oh.
It took multiple puppeteers.
Why would I can build it just because it's?
I mean, he's not had to yet. I'm sure they could work it out. You know, it's all about creating new experimentation, eh?
Nat also says that the Dritz thing is pretty cool too because it had the swinging scimitars.
Ah, 2 of them.
That was a little bit. That was a wee bit overly fancy, though. You know, a good proper warrior uses a sword and shield or a hammer and shield. You know.
You don't know Dritz Doerden?
I really don't.
Oh, well, we know him in Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
He's a drow like Mr. Liu. And he's a ranger and he does nice things.
Oh, he's like a heroic figure.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not like me.
No, you're heroic.
Okay,
You've
oh shit, he don't say that.
I know Gags was about to say that, so was Harden and Horik. Oh no, he saved our trouble for us. Oh, is there much of him written down?
Yeah, he's been around for a while. And he's trying to think. He starts trying to come back to Nat to get more information. You have a feeling that Nat's probably the one who knows more about the situation.
You know, there's a wee
But-
bookstore near us in the neighborhood. Might have something on him.
Eventually.
Probably.
Aye.
I just have
I
to go
mean-
and check.
Mhm.
He's done lots of things. I know. He was in up north with the barbarian peoples.
Ah, you mean like up at Tin Towns?
Yeah, that area, and then something about a dwarf.
Well, Bjorn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say now that Bjorn probably knows Brunner Valhammer properly. Has no idea about Dritz, Wolfgar, Caddybree, or anyone else.
Well, he probably knows about Wolfgar and Caddybree just because it's the
The
dwarf
adopted
with
kids,
the two
yeah.
human children. Yeah.
But we'll find out when he's actually returned. I just like to
the
imagine though he's
dwarf-
completely ignored all of the Dritz part. Brunner and his kids, they did it all.
Oh no, because you have to remember he has the he has the adopted human children, and one of them married a drow.
Mhm. Terrible
Like
choices.
you have a drow for an in-law.
But he's not really a drow. He's a very weird kind of guy.
You mean he's a Lou?
Basically, yeah.
Drow?
Drow question mark.
You're a draftling.
Damn it.
Or as we were suggesting last time, an intellect devourer got into his head, tripped over, and got amnesiac. That's why he doesn't know any drow stuff.
He's just a blank slate who became a halfling.
Oh man, this is lovely though. Feet up, nice beer, good company, lovely reminiscent, adorable wee brains. As he tries to ruffle up Squidly's hair.
He finds it very amusing.
It's gonna be ruined by all that singing later.
Well, how do you know? Wouldn't it be kind of cool? Because people pay lots of money to go to those things.
Just because the entertainment's expensive don't mean it's any good. Like, we just turned up at that parade and that was amazing. Didn't spend a copper for it. I'm not fully against a good singing. Like, I do enjoy a musical and all there. It's just... Bjorn and I, we went to like a couple of operas. I was mainly because we were doing wee odd jobs like Bodyguard and all that there sort of thing. And it's just this Elven one. It started in the middle of the day, and it were like a couple of days later that we were finally let loose. It took forever.
When did you sleep and go to the bathroom?
Oh no, we were able to do that, but you could hear it throughout the whole bloody building.
Then how could you sleep with the sound?
Oh well, you see, elves don't sleep, they just have a 4-hour little trance. I didn't really consider that for people to guess, because of course, you go there for the art and the experience of it. It were a nightmare. Oh.
That doesn't sound fun.
It weren't. But this one might not be like that. It's just I'm not really I don't like the fancy outfit and all that there, and how we might have to just sit in silence while they're singing us.
Squidly, Nadrak, or correct, wow, oh my god. Nadrak, Squidly turns to you and asks, wherever you're from, do you have to do all these things too?
And where I've lived in 2 places before, but the one I've lived in most recent, not so much.
Oh,
I think out of character. Is
Yeah,
there?
there is absolutely nothing down there.
No. All right.
You couldn't go to the plays down there if you tried.
Yeah.
You'd have to get up to Waterdeep.
We didn't have that where I was last. It was much bleaker, crueler. You wouldn't.
Oh.
It's not a good place.
There was no joy there, child. Just like there won't be for the rest of your life. It was a horrible place. Life was cheap. People died every day.
Where were you from?
Jersey.
He glances over to the well and kind of points over it with a thumb.
Undermountain?
He shrugs, but doesn't say much about it.
There's a place to live down there?
Comfortable.
How can you live in Undermountain? Wouldn't the Mad Mage like do things and make you all weird?
Well, I did say it wasn't a nice place.
You might have
So-
succeeded.
Yeah.
So there's places to live under there. Or down there, I
There's-
suppose.
I make a minor illusion to make my face look like Hartens.
Squidly jumps but laughs.
But yeah. Anyway, so Gadex, you mentioned you built Kogo?
Yes.
Out of curiosity, could you show me how or him
Show you what?
how you built Kogo?
It's kind of complex. I don't know.
It took him. You said it took you a couple of years. Like still in progress because there's improvements to make and all that there.
He nods about the
including
improvements,
getting his previous things back.
Well, I
Was
haven't
that about
really-
hitting his head on the bathroom sink? And then it came to him?
One point, he's run by a flux capacitor.
I just looked up and I saw this scar, and he points to a fucking paw mark on his head.
I've just been always curious about this sort of machinery, but never
Well,
really
he's
had a chance to learn anything about it.
Aye, well,
So-
Kogo's not just a wee. He's not a wee automatic thing. He does have a wee bit of a soul to him. That's what makes him particularly special. Like, that's a specialty of Gax.
I see.
Like the things on the floats and all, they'll do their reactions back and forth, I suppose. But Kogo there,
Well-
you can treat him like a dog. He'll respond so long as Gax allows it.
And that's the hiccup.
Well,
You
Still,
see,
you've got to have some mechanical thingamagics in there. And those were always a bit interesting to me, but yeah. I mean, comes with disarming traps and dealing with locks and all that shit. But yeah.
He's got a coffee maker in him.
Oh, but it's in a horrible
Coffee.
spot.
It really
Yeah.
is. Why did you do that?
he makes a motion of, gesturing how tall he is. Accessibility. Yeah.
Yeah, accessibility. You should make tea.
You know, he follows you
Because
every.
he's an adult.
He follows you every whim. You could have just told him to sit.
Think, McFly, think.
Well, I might bother you at some point, depending on how long we're stuck together. Not quite sure where I'll go next, but in the meantime, I do live with you after all.
Note to self, make him also sing praises. Good advertisement.
Advertisement for a mass production, but cannot happen.
Well, once I figure out
Like I
I
said,
figure
you
out how
can-
to make Kaga to work without a master,
Yeah.
he's ready for mass production.
I mean,
How did you get into-
you'd be able to make less effective Kogos, like the automatons we saw on the floats and all.
Yes.
Start a company called Theranos.
Well, those could be useful.
Yeah.
If you could teach me how to make those, that would also already be pretty useful.
Share your knowledge, Gaddix? Really?
You see him, he's kind of giving you the polite nod, but He's not in it.
You're gonna find a screwdriver thrown at your head if you enter his lab unannounced.
It's mine, after all. Why shouldn't I keep it?
They called me mad. Mad when I said I could make one with 4 legs. Alright, suppose we shouldn't probably get full before we go. What to do with the kids, though? I suppose, on the whole of it, we'll have to let yous run about and play to your heart's content until we get back.
We're good at that.
I know, what a terrible thing to do, to burn you like so. You get to have fun.
And we'll watch the house.
And you stay in the house bit for us when we're gone, though. Just in case
okay.
Leaf throws a wee temper tantrum, you know?
Okay,
Well, if anything happens, you make sure to tell me, eh?
we'll do. If anything goes flying at us, we'll definitely say something. And then we'll probably wait outside.
Good lad.
He gives you kind of like a little salute.
Ah, no, that's my days of that are a bit over. Kind of, now. As I think about the fact that I no longer do combat for hire, I just get hired for combat. Adventure in life's a wee bit different. But aye, let's put our glad rags on. It's time for the theatre.
You stumble on glad rags. Guy that goes, huh? What'd you want?
And then it's a perfect time for us to cut. So that Bjorn has an opportunity to see the play.
Hooray.
Oh no, he's gonna miss out.
Could always give us an encounter from the hole.
And you look down the hole and suddenly mechanical spiders. Tons of them.
I mean,
I think it's about time for us to cut anyways. We usually run over, don't we?
Yeah, in this case,
Almost 11.
we started a little bit late. We got half an hour to
Yeah.
go, but yeah, let's not start anything big without him.
The nylon is being released.
But you could say that you start things getting going with the what you calls it, the people working on your house for the tavern.
getting the barrels and stuff moved in.
Mhm. Yeah, you could pay off the rest of what you need to pay and get them going. Well, of course, you have to check your cellar.
Yep. We'll get him hooked on the
'Cause, you know,
ridge.
Something might have popped up in your cellar.
We've got bargaining material now. We've got Leaf's body. Someone's gonna fucking behave.
You found his Horcrux.
Look at this, Leaf. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
You do notice when you get home on the window, after you guys kind of shuffle on into the main area, you see the window is written, "Go home."
Now,
We
Leaf.
live here.
Aye, Leaf, this is our home now. I mean, technically, it's my second home.
Horak points at the wall where the blackboard is and says, "Be polite, use the board."
Yeah, you have to wipe down those windows every time you do this.
You see on the window, he just writes "No."
Don't.
Yeah, I like to think that even though Gaddix has seen the supernatural, he still doesn't believe in it. He's a skeptic. It's kind of like Brian Griffin. He's not religious, even though he's met Jesus on several occasions.
Waves his knife around to check for strings.
Yeah.
Glances round at Horik, because obviously he's the one doing this, right? He's so fast. Of course he can pull this off.
Yeah, it's just a one-man game. Yeah.
Leaf, don't be a dick about this.
We do have a ghost here. Huh.
Aye.
It's mostly friendly. I mean, if you call telling us to go home, friendly.
Well, tough shit. This is our home. It's the Baron's home.
I was going to say, it's obviously stupid. This is my home.
Yeah, you meant to say welcome home. Maybe vernacular's changed since you died.
Lou, I hope when you arrived, you didn't try to pour yourself a drink.
No, I would have finished mine at the bar.
Okay, good. Otherwise, it probably would have ended up on top of your head.
Well, I can do that myself with a few more.
Hey, well, let's not get loaded up. Come on. I can put this off a wee bit longer to do a wee sweep and we can check the basement a bit. I don't know why, I've just got this urge to check the cellar.
Down in the cellar, you do actually find that there are now wine bottles in the wine bottle spot.
Well, that makes sense.
Got the delivery, I suppose.
Little worried that he just came in when we had the place fucking locked.
Yeah. We have a doorstep.
And you notice that there is a grand total of 20 bottles. Each, you see, one of them is labeled with 25 gold, which should probably indicate you about how much a bottle is worth.
Mm-hmm.
And you do actually have an entire sheet with imports. So you can tell it has been imported legally and you don't have to worry about the guilds.
We're in so much debt.
I mean, he
No.
didn't charge you for it.
Not
He
yet.
Not yet.
invested.
The first
No,
one's
he
always
paid.
free. Well, let's see now. Now we have to be... There's not for personal... I'll tell him... Right, lads. Wine here. This is meant to be sold, so if Bjorn asks, it's elven wine.
Well, you haven't looked at it.
He doesn't need to. He just doesn't want Bjorn to neck it.
Soon enough,
It might
we'll-
actually be elven wine.
Probably.
might be.
It might be. Let's check the label here. What kind of squigglies we got?
You have, it's written in regular old common. The implication is it's definitely a human based. It has a very odd shaped label though. The label is in the shape of an eye patch.
Oh, hey, that's kind of funny.
And it just simply says One-Eyed Jacks.
I'll say it's... Again, we're going to tell Bjorn this is a preferred wine of elves.
Maybe it's poisoned. Would poison stop him?
No.
No,
No, that would encourage him.
you forget he's resistant to poison.
Like, there was more than a few times, like, I'm looking at my fingers more than these amount of times. Because most of the bars, and usually when you've set up barracks for a while, there's what they call the big ball drink, which is something horrific, but if you drink it, it's bragging rights. Every time. He has done it every time there's been available. And I'm the one who has to pull his beard out of the way afterwards.
Ugh.
Well, generally it doesn't get that way, but a few times they've pushed it a bit far. Like, there was the Governor's Ed. Let's see now. It was about yay big, like Nabrix here. Wider though, so about 2 of me. Bottom of it were a skull. Still had a pickled eye sitting in it. You had to swim to the bottom, drink in the way, and come back up to the surface with the eye in your mouth. He almost fucking swallowed.
Oh.
But if you do that, you get your drinks for free the rest of the night. Because they expect you to be too wasted and disgusted to try anymore. They lost money that night.
I'm at a loss for words, which rarely happens.
So, Zord, Mr. Nevercaught, and their complete personal disregard for our locked bloody doors.
And windows.
We talked about this. We discussed this sort of thing. Yikes. Please make that drown the rooftops life hell. Like, don't hurt them, but you're gonna get at them, right?
Oh, hold on. So Gaddix.
What?
Hold on, let him put his headphones back on.
Alright,
He
okay.
just walked back in.
He's got to let me help.
I had an emergency. What's up?
Harton's just annoyed about the fact that all of his booze has been put in. They've just completely ignored the fact that we locked the place up. So Harton's just pointing out, you do us proud on those traps on the roof, right? Now, don't hurt him, of course, just annoy him. Just in case that drow comes sneaking by.
And please let me help, Gaddix. I'm very good at annoying him.
I've noticed. You
Well,
will be most useful.
I can at least be bait.
I'll just make a complete copy of you filled with confetti.
Fuck, that's a good idea.
Or worse, glitter.
Just a drow-shaped glitter bomb. Yeah.
How Let's see.
Glitter is probably the best idea here.
How compressed and under pressure can I make this eye patch with a little sachet of glitter in it? If you put it on, it just explodes over you.
I do think I want to help as well. I
Sure, you're in the right
decide
place.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a very interesting. Yep. So, is that what you all are going to do until it's time for your show? Are you going to try to load up your roof and ceiling with all sorts of traps and tricks?
I mean, we have like half an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
They can at least get started, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I want to try to do some crash course lessons to learn Nat's hand signs. Get the kids together.
All right, that could work. Harton, you've already done some of that.
a little bit, yeah. I'm trying to teach her some of what we know as well, because we have our own hand signs.
And I also have more hand signs now, so we're getting all confused.
Yep.
All right, so Lou, give me another intelligence. I'm sure this will have no negative repercussions with your conversation with Saloon.
Yeah, how
And
much
then
is
you start mixing them up.
He's mixed up.
Words.
Much as I'd like to take part in that there, I've got to do a wee treat for my wife. Let's go see about that book. That's a downtime activity we can make use of. To go see if we can find a Dritz novel or two.
All right.
Well, I mean, we don't need a scene for it just yet. Lou's still busy.
Okay, well. Oh yeah. Well, I'm having to write some of Lou's. But he can certainly ask questions if he wants about this.
But you unfortunately taught the children your secret drow handshake.
Oops.
It's like, oh no, you've accidentally taught them how to say friend and drow. Now all of Reagan the Earth is very confused and wondering who the fuck these children are.
Speak
such
friend
word
and
in drow.
enter.
Well, they have a word, but it's mostly like, hello, I am not an active threat.
Hello, person who's not my enemy yet.
Correct.
I am not your priority today.
You seem like a fine sort. I hate to kill you.
Sleep well. I'll probably kill you in the morning.
That is so that's actually not your heart, but that is actually a thing where it's like, I really like you. It's a shame I'm gonna probably have to kill you soon.
You're a funny guy, Sully. I'll kill you last.
Or there was actually a point where, it's such a shame that we're gonna have to kill him now. I was hoping that he'd be leading us for a lot longer. Unshockingly, that did not transpire, and one of those two ended up dead instead. You don't try to kill Jarl Axel. It's a very bad idea.
Oh, shit, Corvus, don't tell her.
I'll just shout really, really loudly at him.
You see, you forget. He's traveled with wars.
Yeah, so have lots of people.
One that cannot stop rhyming. Horrible rhymes.
But we'll head to the bookstore.
So, anything from Lou and his lovely little conversation where he's not learning Nat's hand signs.
Well, they're probably going to mix up like the word biscuit and the word friend.
Are you going to ask any sort of questions on what you really are determined that you've picked up?
I mean, anything like just emergency, sort of like if need my attention immediately, something important.
No, you just have a very, very strong inkling based off what happened in the Yawning Portal and here.
Hmm.
Either you're overgeneralizing or you're missing something here.
I'm probably missing something.
And you just accept it.
I'll just see what I can learn from the kids while I'm here. I mean, if it's not the same thing I'm doing, at least I can learn theirs.
Well, you notice that it seems like some of it has a little bit too much overlap. You wouldn't think that Nat would come up with some of these stuff when they're really specific. Because you can kind of tell the difference between stuff that Nat's been doing and something that seems vaguely familiar to you.
Does it have any relation to Thieves' Cant?
You can try to see what's going on if you're chilling out with them.
I suppose I would at times.
We can all try to learn together, group lesson.
It doesn't seem to be a thieves' camp. It seems like she's just trying to communicate, and she's picked up some very peculiar signs.
She is just human, right?
She is just human.
Alright. I don't suppose Shalaxel would be very happy about that. I say that out of character. Because in character I have no fucking clue.
Well, they do have an association with Zord, who might also know some of those signs. Potentially.
It at least makes sense how they could have picked it up. It's not like...
And there's also a nice person on Zord's ship who might have also taught them. I forget his name at this moment. Lute?
Well, no, you know him as Felton, but
Felton, yeah.
Lou knows him as Felrek.
Which I spelled that so wrong before before it was typed out to me.
Well, then again, I also typed it wrong once, I think, because there's a fucking apostrophe in there.
Yeah.
Fel apostrophe REKT.
Of course, there's an apostrophe. Fucking elves.
Yeah.
He's a gamer elf. Get wrecked.
Saloon does not have any apostrophes.
Well, as we've seen, he's not much of an elf.
Although, oh, what the fuck? Where is he?
I spelled it Craybig, like a big crayfish.
Well, how about Krebig? How did you spell his name?
Craybig, like a big crayfish.
No, Krebig is KREBBYG.
Mine makes way more sense. Craybig.
Well, I didn't give you his last name, but here, his last name is Mascalier.
Good for him.
How do you think you spell that shit?
Wrong. I think I spelled it wrong.
It's MASQ apostrophe IL apostrophe YR.
Oh no, I can't be with two apostrophes.
Why can't he have a nice human name like XXHRT XXX bracket 69 close bracket
Underscore XXX underscore.
But yeah, so you've noticed something's weird, and although Zord should not know any drow hand signs considering he's human. But you suppose in theory maybe Felrek did something.
Yeah. Or maybe just, smart kid picked it up watching people. Who knows?
Interested in asking her.
Oh, yeah. Where did she come up with this?
Well, you kind of get through the grapevine. Well, she usually comes up with most stuff. She's picked up one or two signs, mostly for names of things from other people. And yeah, she does spend a lot of time with Zord and some of his friends. And sometimes they've said some things that they found in the ship.
Okay.
She said, though, that specifically they said that these were signs that people used in Luskin.
Ah, it's like a dialect I don't know yet. I see. I'm not the problem.
You're not the solution either, let's be fair. You're just a symptom. Oh, what's the fucking term for it? You're a pre-existing condition. That's it.
Ow, that hurts. That hurts.
But yes. So how about our married couple going to look for books?
Right. Just to continue distracting myself.
Where is the troll scholar? There we go. Yep, so the books would be down with Rishal the page turner.
Mm-hmm.
That one I can spell.
Finally put my feet in here.
And again, you are greeted. Welcome, do come in. Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Well, it's certainly nice to see a neighbor. Anything that I can help you with?
Were we looking for a book for... What was his name, hon?
Oh, Drisst Durden. He's in the he was a figure in the parade with the two swords. Drow.
Dritz Doerden.
Aye, that's it.
There's probably something, he kind of starts looking around. There's something about that crystal shard thing. I believe I've got one of those.
That's with the nasty owl birds, right? And the monkey people with wings. Got you.
No, no. This is something that's no.
Right.
This was something up in Icewind Dale. I mean, I can't guarantee you how accurate it is, but
That's
I believe we got
fine.
something about that.
I'm looking for a good story and a wee bit of learning, not too much in deep history.
Oh, there's how about this one? And he does come back with a book. This is about the champions of the hall. This is them retaking Mithril Hall.
Oh, no. I have heard Bjorn mention that place. Alright, I'm on board for this one.
Oh, right. So this
would-
one would be, let me think.
Hang on, I'm poking a wee bit. I was thinking of something. I've got a couple of wee kids in the home now. Might need something to get to sleep with. You got any good like a wee collection of storybooks, that sort of thing? Something to keep them interested. They've got wide interests already. Need something with novelty, something with a bit of grip to it, but not scary.
Oh yeah, we've got some bits and pieces. Are you looking for, picture books or?
Nah, they're a wee bit more advanced than that there. But, like dare and do focused, unusual places. Because I could tell my stories as well, but some are a bit rough, so I need something a bit more family friendly to begin with.
Oh well, I mean, this one would do it well enough.
I'll give it a wee go.
Yeah, champions. Let me think. Let's see. Oh no. Here. Well, this is an oldie but goodie. Here we go. This would be the pirate hunting days of Captain Dudermont.
Just thinking internally, what is with these fucking names?
Mm.
Flynn, Dudermont, Bitterdew.
Well, you definitely remember them.
Zord Zorb.
Lou.
No, that's fine. Lou's fine. Gaddix is alright. Biswick is perfectly gnomish.
Yeah, I tried my hardest with that.
And then you have folks like Zarzod Zord.
Yep, I brought him up. Alright, spot on. Uzana here said you also had something in the realms of magic. Scrolls and whatnot.
Yes.
Yep.
That'd be this section over here, and he gestures to where there is a very lovely sign indicating all of the prices.
I'll focus on the fiction and possibly history for a wee bit as well. Do you have anything on the local, like the almanac or something on the local creatures? Actually, yeah, anything on Under the Mountain?
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of that. Lots of things been written about Undermountain here. I mean, after all, we sit right above it.
Hmm.
What kind of era are you looking for here? Any particular areas? Just, adventurous romps into Undermountain?
Apparently, there's a place people live down there.
Oh, well, not well. That's a little bit debated. A lot of people don't actually know about that. I'm actually quite surprised you'd bring it up because you all weren't here for very long, right?
Aye, well, we've been to the Yawning Portal a couple of times, so people just chatter.
Oh, right. Even then, that's a bit odd. I just have some text that briefly mention it.
Hmm.
Apparently, there's a city down. It's technically in Undermountain.
Oh, how big is that place?
Oh, it goes on. Oof. It goes on and on and on and on. You don't know what Hallister's been doing down there. The fact that he's not dead yet should probably tell you something.
I'll assume wizard.
Yes. He went and did that a long time ago, well before any of us have been born. Probably even before our parents were born and died.
Certainly mine, anyway.
But yeah, either way, it's been there forever. Technically, well, it's a bit weird. There is a city down there, and it's a weird mix between Underdark and Undermountain.
But no tourist guide or anything like that there for it.
Oh, you wouldn't be going down there for tourism.
Well, I just mean in case of, like, information sort of thing.
I'm not really sure if we've got... I know...
Don't you go screwing in your scales or anything like that. Just go for the light reading for the kids. The entertainment stuff.
Right. I'm just saying, because I don't think I've got anything that really mentioned it's Skullport. Last I've read is something like I think that the newest book I have is about 100 years old on that one. Bit outdated. I would say it's one of those things where not many people up here know about that place, and it's probably good that it stays that way. Not necessarily what you would call a decent place from what the text was reading.
I can imagine, aye.
Right, so light reading for the children.
Aye, and something about Drisst.
Yeah. Oh, that can be both of them, actually, honestly.
Aye.
Yep, he goes kind of flitting about, picks up some books. He comes back with 3 different books. One is again talking about the whole 10 Town incident with it says something about a crystal shard. You have another one that's about the champions of the hall, something about retaking the mithril halls. And then you have a book that seems more like a comedic type of book about a romp through Undermountain.
Good stuff. Good thick binding. Aye, this'll hold up well.
Normally I would charge about 35 gold for the lot of them, but I'll give it to you for 30. Give you a 5 gold discount.
That's very gracious of you. There we go. A handful of coins. Aye.
There we go.
It's more of he takes a look at the Dragonborn and think, I'll just say coins. Maybe it'll be weird if I say dragons. That's me sorted. Something. Yeah, something you want, love?
No, I can't afford anything right now.
Well, we could get something, local interest or something to study. Has there not been anything that caught your eye just yet around here?
Not yet.
We get something on the local creatures. Oh, how about that Hallister bloke then?
Oh, well, we've got some things, at least a rough history of how Undermountain was created. I got just the thing. And he kind of goes shuffling around the back, and he comes out with what looks to be a very well worn and well tattered. It looks like it's more of a leaflet where it's more parchment bound than anything. Here, we can do this one for about a gold.
What do you think, love? Oh, get to find out the exploits of some great powerful arcane handler.
I likely doubt it, but might as well.
Aye. I'll pay for it then.
And now you have a lovely piece of parchment about the Mad Mage.
Flattering title.
Well, it's not very flattering. He's not a very smart man. Well, no, it's all.
Other way around,
can
too
debate.
intelligent, eccentric, unhinged, eh?
Yeah, he's both not very smart, but also far too smart for his own good.
That's good. Oh, it's Harton Glimbrick, by the way.
Rishal.
Aye. Husband of Uzana Glimbrick here.
Yeah, I figured. I picked up on the clues.
But I think I'll beat the rest of them. I've only done Fala. That was it, the herbalist.
Oh yes, I do love having their little greenhouse up there. It brings some cheer to the neighborhood.
Yeah, hopefully I can get a wee window box myself.
Yeah, it certainly never hurts. Can't say no to a bit of light.
Aye, indeed. Plus, you get into good habits for it. But aye, cheers. We'll be back next time. We'll be back another time soon. Don't you worry.
All right, cheers. You all have a good one.
Aye. Good day yourself. And it's walking back. I've not really seen you so hesitant to purchase a book. You're really hedging your bets there, love.
It's not about the books, it's that I have other things I have to purchase as well.
I know. What are you thinking? Some big potent spell or something nice and utility?
More utility.
I've
Noticed that we had a lack of being able to understand languages, so that was the first purchase.
Well, I mean, it's not meant to be a glaring omission. It just so happens that Lou's a bit strange when it comes to fortune and attendance. But we should probably definitely have a backup.
Exactly.
Oh, I might get a wee book like yours sometime. A lot of stuff to keep in the head, but it just sort of, comes to me through divine inspiration. Bit hard to keep a note of that. So what do you think of the kids?
They're an interesting bunch.
Ask Squidly, he's got exuberance for everything. Well addictive. And then Nat, she's done very well keeping in communication. And Jinx, that boy, he's could do with a wee bit of confidence. Bit of experience, we'll get him back there, no worries. But I'm thinking, might keep him. I know it's early and all that there, but it's just, they're good kids. You don't often see that from ones who have been raised in the street sort of thing.
True.
Maybe alright with that?
They'd also want to be kept.
Aye, no, like I said, I'm going, what's the word you use, hypochondriac? I'm voicing the possibilities in sort of like a free-form, just thoughtful moment, Hypothetical, that's it. I'm just thinking, like I said, it's still early days. It's got another character. They might not want to be going further in the city. Because, planting roots here and all for a wee bit, but I don't think we'll be spending most of our winter years here.
I guess we just have to wait and see.
And then, of course, we've got the issue of all that dangerous, dark, weird stuff and the tentacle-faced creep. And the little walking brains. There's a lot looming, I feel. Also, isn't it weird how we've just met a procession of hideous, horrible, murdering drow types that were all undead, and then we meet living ones for a brief period, murder them, and then we just meet a lot of friendly ones. Like, obviously ulterior motive style, but friendly nonetheless. Also, quite a lot of them for being such a rare species. Like, rare on the top side. Well, homeward bound.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think this is probably a good place to call it quits.
Yep.
Because now y'all are ready to go to see a play.
Unless Horik and Gaddix have something to chat about. Or Nabrix.
Mm-mm.
Well, to be fair, yeah, isn't Gaddix trying to trap the roof?
Yeah.
There's just the
Give me-
soundtrack of Home Alone playing as the three of them all tinker.
Hey, give me some Tinker Tool rolls.
Horik is, of course, the target.
Can I assist?
You certainly can.
So, advantage.
Also, I can give you a little bit of a ditty if you want some inspiration.
I'm picturing Horik with like a coat
I'm
slung over a
very-
broom.
It is very good that you gave him that.
Thanks for inspiration. It's really helping.
It was not as helpful as the advantage, no.
Turns out the harmonica blaring at you when you're trying to do precision engineering can be a
Yeah.
little distracting. Because he just starts feeling himself a little too much and suddenly a blast of a loud, shrill note.
I wish my mic could pick up my harmonica. That'd be great.
The effort that goes into making the drum fail is quite amazing.
I'm just pointing, so that did bump him up to a 21. So
Yep.
he got a blackjack.
Ooh.
But yes,
What did he bet?
you all do manage to trap up. What kind of traps have you all devised working together?
You've been told not to kill him or injure him.
Yeah, bear trap won't kill him.
Well, that's injured. That's seriously injured.
It's about humiliation.
Oh,
Let him trip over stuff.
make-
Let him land his face in the pie.
you can make it a creeper bear trap. It's gummy. It doesn't have
Oh.
teeth, it's just soft, wet gums.
Oh. I mean, could we do a pie to the face? Is that possible?
It's a waste of a pie. Would Horik agree with this?
Well, what if it's like spoiled whipped cream?
You have to spoil it first. Think of your halfling heritage before you go wasting food.
It would have to be in the house for more than a few days. You're right.
That's not happening with you two and the kids.
Yeah. I think the gummy bear trap is a good one.
It's got this horrible, rubbery, cushioned edge to it.
Yep, just to hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
And not even a stronghold. Let him get away from by himself. But
And of course, there's all the glitter traps. Highly carcinogenic because he's having to shred up actual metals.
do you think we could hire an artist to sit on the roof and paint it when it happens?
I mean, if Nabrax can see it and has good memory, he could cast Minor Illusion to recreate the scene for an artist. That's what I did for Alcano. That's what he does with his illusion magic.
Okay, so I think I also have that. So a few of us can maybe see it, depending on.
Saloon will have fun.
Yeah, I would also like to point out, yet theoretically, you could make things not visible. Saloon is going to have a very bad day.
Or Mystery Drow. It might not be him.
Oh, I'm gonna feel bad if it's a nice one.
I could
Um,
also cast...
My other question is, did our
I-
ghost let the booze into the house?
I mean, it's there.
Do you think he stocked it for us?
Well, would a possible bartender ghost allow booze into the wine cellar?
Why not?
It might have been an inside job.
Motherfucker.
But that doesn't stop us trapping the place to annoy the Dark Elves anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Ooh.
all you know, maybe they just knocked and the door opened and Leaf let them put the delivery away.
I forgot the obvious one. We need to loosen some shingles on the roof. Just a few.
Yep.
And grease the runners underneath them.
Hey, careful now. If those fall, they'll hit somebody.
Yeah, Gaddix, could you put a few of them on like a little string so we can just pull them back and reset them easily?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to the opera
Surprised that
soon.
Lou is actually possible of this type of thinking.
We're fucking the married
He
couple.
understands basic mechanics. Wow.
The married couple walking back to the house to find 4 people running about in their fucking rooftop, trapping it up. The kids
Well, you
watching from the
suggested
window.
it. Oh yeah, the kids are cheering it on.
Yep.
They are very amused by this. Is there going to be a glitter bomb?
I think we should save that one. What do you guys think?
Remember,
Yeah.
nothing fucking lethal.
But something that sticks with glue.
Some
Ooh.
form of sticky stuff and feathers. Tar's okay. Getting it warm enough to actually be workable here. Maybe
Yeah.
not so.
Feathers would be awesome.
We don't wanna burn him.
If you glue the feathers, that would be cool.
Have to melt down a horse.
Oh, do you think we could like Rube Goldberg him? I'm sure he exists in this world. He's a gnome, but
Yeah.
could we like have him slide on a roof panel and then land in a little bit of like greasy stuff and then get covered in feathers?
He gets a 1. Rube Goldberg is probably a gnome deity, not just a gnome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to end the session.
Probably a good idea before they come up with some horrible traps for poor Saloon.
Just salt. Just throw it in his eyes.
I mean, to
It's
be fair,
salt.
as far as you know, Saloon hasn't done anything.
Well,
Well, he's trespassing on the property, basically.
Well, Harton did talk to Jarlaxle, and he was amused by the idea of it, of giving him a challenge. So that's fine there. That's why he's specifying don't fucking hurt him and don't kill him. Because we're very capable of that.
we just want to embarrass them a little.
Yeah, give him a
Or a lot.
Give him a challenge. It's not really about the embarrassments. Make him work for it.
Maybe some sort of sling trap that would leave him dangling above the street.
Ooh. Oh, that's so. That's mean.
I just realized something that could theoretically happen. Oh dear.
And also, now that Izan has walked back into the house, what is the possibility of setting magical traps? What can we do there, do you think?
Glyph of Warding tends to be good, but I am not skilled enough for that yet. It is also very, very lethal, and no.
Yeah, no, lads.
Well,
We're not going to choose the nuclear option.
Glyph of Warding can be any other spell as well, so...
It's a case of she's not leveled up enough to have it. That's the main issue.
Ah, right. Right. It's a 3rd level spell.
Yep, we got punted down.
I mean, technically, wouldn't Magic Mouth also technically work?
So basically, once he appears, the magic mouth just cusses him out.
Or
Like
just
the
eats
flavor.
his... It just swallows his foot. He doesn't get his shoe back. You're gonna hit
Does
the
anyone have the alarm spell? That might work.